Well, you're probably waiting for the show to start. Well, I can understand that. And trust me, you were in the right place. But before we start the show, we got to let you know that today's show is brought to you by a very special and new sponsor to the show. None other than Southern New Hampshire University. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And you know I'm excited about it. Number one, because they're doing a great thing in terms of helping people overcome, some of the experience barriers that are holding people back, right? And we know that that comes up a lot as we progress through this professional world and just adulthood, right? So with SNHU, the beautiful part about them is this. They are designed for people like you and me, man. The ones that are busy, but can make some time to be on the online space and, multitask, so to speak. And that is what SNHU brings to the table. The largest, or one of the largest, accredited nonprofit online degree offerings. Man, it is a dope thing that they got going on over there. One of the programs that stood out to me the most is their sports management program, in terms of being able to, number one, work at your own pace. They have multiple times throughout the year where you're able to get into the course and ultimately progress through at your own speed, 24/7 access. I mean, those are beautiful things, especially when we're just talking about the working person, the busy person, the person with the family out there. SNHU. Oh, they trying to hook you up. They trying to help you out, baby. Now, like I said, for myself, man, I've utilized the online program very similar to this, and I can tell you firsthand the benefits that come from these type of programs and what SNHU is offering, man. You don't want to miss out on it. So check out the link, all right? snhu.edu/Arthur Moats, all right? You check that out. Obviously, this is all in the description as well. But I want you to check that out, man. Look at that sports management program and just see some of the average salaries associated with degrees in this field, man. Could definitely be something that might motivate you, make you want to go out there and do something special out there and, ultimately put yourself on an even better trajectory. But with that being the case, you see right here, SNHU, Southern New Hampshire University. I stand by them. And as always, keep being great. But now I think it's time to get back to the show. So, you already know, don't touch that dial, baby. What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, life's good, bro. Got some new stuff, new sponsors. Shout out to Southern New Hampshire University. You look good as always. Shout out to the fresh tea as well, baby. I ain't seen you. Definitely ain't worn that over here. Don't play. You ain't worn that before. That's clean.
Yeah, this is a cool t-shirt.
Yeah, I like it,
I think
bro.
it fits good.
I like it, man. And then you got the curl, got a little curlage going on with the hair, the wave. Like, bro, some vibe,
I'm thinking
man.
About cutting it soon.
No. What's
It's
going
summertime.
on, bro?
It's getting hot out here.
Don't do that. Come on, man. Your flow, your lock, it looks good on you, man.
Yeah,
and you in album mode too.
My hair cutter though, she does a good job. Like, remember that one cut from last year? Everyone was raving about it. So like, she'll get me right with a short cut. Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime you get a cut, it's most certainly fly. But right now, man, we see in the flow. It's like, bro, it's a look, bro.
Now
I'm
you're
just
making
saying
me
it's a
rethink
look,
things.
It's a look.
Okay,
man.
You're right. It is band time, and I mean part of that is why we are going early today.
Come on, bro.
Thank you for your flexibility.
Hey, listen, man. Mi casa es su casa, all right? So if we needed to bump it up early, we
got one final
accommodate,
session.
all right?
Yep.
Nah.
It should be done.
Hey, man, I know you going to turn up like you supposed to. So it's all good. And then after you turn up, little man got a baseball game tonight. So hopefully he going to turn it up out there. Hey, it's going to be
Even
wins
the Pirates they're on a little bit of a run here.
And shout out the Skis as well, man. See them over there getting activated. Yeah.
He might be one of the best pitchers in the league right now.
Bro, the way they talking about it and low-key the way that he's performing.
That's unbelievable.
I'm like, hey, let me find out we actually got one. Let me find out, because it's feeling like it. I want to believe it. I might just jump off with it, but I want to believe it.
Yeah, I think their pitching staff is looking pretty damn good right now with him, Keller, that Jones dude. It's all up to the bats, and I guess the bats have been doing enough to get us where we're at right now. We're a few games back of 500.
They went past that
we got robbed 2
games
ago. We got robbed 2 games ago at the plate, clear out, and they gave it to the Cubs 9th inning for the walk off. Clear out. Catcher tagged him about a couple inches before he reached the plate.
Yeah.
But I think the ball got like bobbled a little bit after, but there was some foul play by the Cubs runner knocking it out. Like
it was janky, is what you're implying.
It
That's
was
what it sounds like.
very
It sounds like it
janky.
was
I
janky.
think there should be. Well, I guess there's no guarantee we get that dub because it was tied 0-0 at that point. But I would like to see that game play out.
I think he gets more interested. Yeah,
proper rules and justice being had as opposed to the jankiness.
Yes, I would agree. But like I said, it's a fun time, man. I feel like our sports right now. Obviously, we know Pens are kind of on quiet mode. We're gonna see what they do next couple months. But Pirates looking good. Got a buzz around them. Obviously, the Steelers' schedule is officially out. We are gonna talk about that, man. Get more in depth into that, man. Getting both our reactions and OTAs Phase 3 in terms of practices starts tomorrow, man. So we're definitely excited for that. I'll actually be out there, man. Shout out to the alumni element of it. So we'll see what they're looking like. But obviously we got to preview some of that stuff because we do have some updates, right? Some marquee names potentially that could not be showing up, man. So we'll obviously react to some of that stuff as well, man. But trying to think, do you got any Deke thoughts today? Like I said, it was a little bit of a unique style of intro for us, but we back like how we always are.
I don't really have a Deke thought, or at least a traditional Deke thought today. But you know how you just said, like, there's a lot going on right now this time of year with some of our sports teams. We talk about the Pirates, the schedule releasing. But you could also say there's a lot going on with our sports teams in the virtual world as well.
Uh-oh.
We all saw that College Football 25 trailer, right? That was phenomenal.
Shout out.
And it even brought a bigger smile to me to see that Pitt was represented two times. Two scenes.
Hey, y'all had a fire sideline dunk scene. Yeah. I'm like, bro, we know that. That's like for real. That's
the defense. Yeah, that's like the turnover. Dunk.
Yeah.
And then you know the first little cut that they showed, it was the band out there spelling Pitt across the field.
Talk your talk, Deke.
I think we were represented pretty good, but it even brought a bigger smile on my face to see West Virginia nowhere to be seen.
Yo, shout out to the group chat right there, man. That was definitely brought up. It was like, you know what?
I don't know what TG was seeing either because he was acting like West Virginia was in there. I mean,
TG responded as if W was like in the trailer. I'm like, hey, bro, West Virginia and JMU, we on part 2, bro. We on the same trailer that's coming out next time, all right? Y'all next to us. We not in there. Y'all not in that trailer. Pitt definitely in there twice. And y'all had the sideline dunk, bro. I'm like, that's a vibe because that's truly unique to you guys. Like Miami with their turnover train. It was like, bro, Pitt was the first ones doing the whole, we're going to freak it and dunk it off the backboard on the sideline, man. So that was actually pretty cool to see that, man. But yeah, for the rivalry element of it, and for it to be TG, because TG stay woofing too. For it to be him, just like, yo, you see this trailer? It's like, yeah.
I literally sent him the graphic.
It's crazy, bro.
From, I think it was Fox College Football's Twitter account where it literally showed every team represented in the trailer.
Literally everywhere. He's like, yeah, we in there. Like, no, TG, I don't think y'all in this one, bro. I don't think you made this one. Yeah.
He said Heinz Field wasn't even packed whenever they showed Pitt. I don't know. It looked like there was a lot of fans in there to me.
Hey, they did y'all right, bro. They definitely did y'all right.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But, I mean, the trailer itself looks awesome.
Bro, it instantly had me, like, way more hype about the game now. Like, I was already hype about it, but seeing the trailer, seeing all the different, like I said, the rivalry stuff, seeing the different unique celebrations, like I said, obviously the Pitt joint, the turnover chain stuff, some of that, I just thought that was, like, super dope, man. Even them coming out, showing them all touching their, like, whatever significant trophy or whatever their thing that they like to do before taking the field.
Right.
I like that type of stuff. As an athlete, like, we get a kick out of that. Hey, man, play like a Steeler, you know what I mean? Or, like, whatever it is, you know, wherever you're located at, everybody has their, I know Notre Dame is something home or.
They have their sign, play like a champion.
Play like a champion,
and then Howard's Rock for Clemson.
Right. So everybody has, like, their one thing that they got to touch. So it's like, I get it, man. For us, like I said, we're going to hit that Man of Steel one time and let's get it out. Yeah.
But that's good. UW even has his team represented. Wyoming.
You're right.
They were in there a lot,
Wyoming.
actually.
They were clean, yeah.
I don't know who they had to pay to get in there, but
man.
also, what?
It was
with
another,
all due respect, with all due respect.
Yeah.
But
shout out to Wyoming,
didn't
though,
your rival team get in there?
App State, yeah, but it was the throwback though from them beating Michigan when they did the whole block field goal situation. So I was like, that's dated, but yeah.
I was gonna say you got robbed then.
No. Listen, we love everything that's come our way. So if App State, that's their little, you get to get in the game, hey, pat yourselves on the back, bro. Because we was doing March Madness going crazy. We obviously had College Game Day rocking. We obviously have taken over the Sun Belt back-to-back years. It's just like, bro, like, yo, whatever App State, man, y'all, hey, go play in the kiddie section, man. If that's what y'all like, I'm happy for you guys, man.
You're happy to be in the game.
Yeah, we happy to just be in the game because for us, we are, we're like the new kids on the block. We don't know how people going to react to us. It's been a lot of love elsewhere, but they like, nah, bro, we don't like y'all from back in the day. And we like, yo, it's whatever. So, yeah. But so far, everybody else has been cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was really excited when I saw that.
Heck yeah, bro. But it's a vibe. I cannot wait now, bro. I can't wait. Shout out to the game, though, bro. Shout out. All right. So with that then, man, we are at a little earlier time today, little noon action, all right, or 9 o'clock if you're on the West Coast or wherever y'all at, man. Either way, we gonna do like how we always do. So drop it in the comment section. Let us know where you are tuning in from so we can give you those big boy shout outs to start today's show. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
We got Mike Hood.
Shout out to Mike Hood
one
time.
From the 614 Columbus.
Let's get it.
David Decker, 585 Rochester, New York. Moats and Deke, what is up?
What's the
Question for both of you. Who are your favorite minor league baseball teams? If you guys don't have one, you could join the
Bison
Rochester Red Wings strain.
Ooh, okay. For me, it's Norfolk Tide and Buffalo Bison because those were I obviously grew up Norfolk 757, so that was like the team that we always grew up watching. And then Buffalo Bison because that was like my first, I feel like I'm a part, like, being drafted to the Bills, like, it's like our professional city, this is our team. So that was why I went with that. But my only MLB team now obviously is the Pirates. Shout out to the Yankees too, but the Pirates because we live here, you know how that go. Man, just grow ahead of man. Come on, man, don't do me like that, man. Don't do me like that. All right, I can fanboy for baseball. All right, I can just be a fan for baseball, completely fandom. All right, yes.
You just got to leave it at the Pirates, though. When you say only means one.
As in only the one that I care about today. Yeah, the most. Yeah.
Man.
Hey, come on, man. Yeah.
So you would be rooting for the Pirates against the Yankees?
Depending on how Skeens is looking. Because prior to Skeens coming up, it was, it was a little bit different. That's all. Yeah. I was a part of a game at the Pirate Stadium where they was trying to convince me that McCutcheon at this stage was bigger than Aaron Judge at this stage. And I'm just like,
who said that? Who said that?
Yinzers.
No.
Yinzers. People in the crowd. Yinzers. All right. And they were very passionate about it. And they were very sincere. And I'm just like,
no, who said that?
I'm just like,
what did they actually say?
I promise you. It was like,
it was like,
yo, you sell McCutcheon, bro. He sells this place out like this is McCutcheon City. Like, bro, baseball is bigger because of Cutcheon. Judge is cool, bro. He can do it. Say he ain't that. I'm just like, bro, y'all serious? And it wasn't just it was like a group was like, yo, are we for real? Like, I get it, but come on. So
were they trying to talk about the impact Kutch has on the city here and the ticket sales?
They was talking about everything
because Yankee Stadium would sell out with or without
all
Judge.
I'm saying is,
right?
what metric are we stating? Like, what are we going off of? Where we're like, yo, Kutch versus Judge now, not now. It's like, come on, bro. Like, this Aaron Judge we talk about, man. Yeah.
I do think Kutch coming back early last year did help our ticket sales. It definitely did.
But that doesn't mean that he's a better or more impactful player than Aaron Judge right now. That's all I was saying, bro. And the dude was like really passionate about it. He was standing up. He was serious. I'm just like, all right, I get it, bro. I love it. Let's go Bucks. So yeah, bro. We just be rolling with it, man.
Yeah, because it's hard to equate what the Yankees ticket sales would be with or without Judge because he's only been there this whole time.
True.
But I do think it would probably be the same ticket sales just because of the Yankees brand.
Yeah, but
like if Judge went to the Dodgers this offseason.
I think that wherever he goes, though, if Aaron Judge were to come to Pittsburgh, would it or would it not?
Oh, it would be bigger ticket sales.
That's what I'm saying.
I think so. Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's my whole thing.
I like that example.
Yeah, if he goes anywhere else and Kutch were to go to the same place, who's going to move that needle more right now? It's Judge.
It would be Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, even here.
Yeah, that's all.
And
so
that's
like,
what the history we have with Kutch.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not a shot at Kutch. We love Kutch. But it's just like, come on, man. But yeah,
there's been multiple times throughout this baseball season that I've
don't do it.
Pondered to myself whether or not Kutch needs to get on with his life's work.
Don't do that.
I'm not gonna front.
Don't do that. Let him live, man. Let him live. He's aging like
him and Rowdy Tellez.
Just let him. He's earned this. Just let him age. Yeah. That could be a theme for today. Maybe if you've done enough, maybe you do get to just get that gravy on the back end, man. Could be worth it.
Metal Method 99 plus tuning in from 641 Newton, Iowa.
Shout out to Newton, Iowa. One time for the culture.
Tom Jade 209 Central Valley, California.
All right, shout out to Central
Shout
Valley.
out chat. Deke Moats, the GOAT.
Salute you, baby.
Steeler Pod. Let's go.
Let's go.
Carlos Santos 941 Sarasota. Love the show. You guys rock.
Nah, man, I appreciate you tapping in with us, man, from the heart.
And I will say one more. President Nitty, 419. And the homie Kel says shout out to all my SC people.
Shout out to all the SC people. And I ended with the homie David Soto, always tuning in from Chicago. Major love. All righty then. Let's start it up because we do got plenty we're going to discuss today.
AJ Martinez says happy B-Day to Michelle for yesterday.
Respect.
Blessings.
Hey, Michelle, happy belated birthday to you. Hopefully you enjoyed your day. Hopefully you were surrounded by everybody that makes you feel important and knows how special you truly are. And shout out to you, AJ, for always making sure that Michelle knows she's special. It means a lot to you. Respect.
But he also says, as a side note, I'm no longer
nervous.
in the pursuit of my ex from 4 years ago, and 9 grand later, I've come to the reality that we are done. Blessings to all, and to all good night. Someone once said, let's go.
All right. Shout out to peace. Shout out to acceptance. And shout out to perspective. That's all that I see right there, man, because you are understanding that, the pursuit of your ex, you gave a valiant effort, but you felt like emotionally, time-wise, and financially that, hey, you used all of the resources that you were allotted for this situation. So respect to you for that, man. It takes a lot. It takes a big man to understand that as well, man, because we obviously know not everybody's able to handle, when it doesn't go their way. So salute you for that, AJ. Salute you.
He also gifted a membership to President Nitty.
Hey, let's get it. Shout out to AJ being a rock star and President Nitty. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed.
He gifted one to Tom Jade as well.
Shout out to Tom Jade and welcome to the upper room.
And Frank
yes,
K.
indeed. Who you say?
And Frank K.
Frank K. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed.
Let's go, UW. So with Cam threatening to sit out without an extension, one of the numbers being thrown around is 2 years for $19.5 million per year. I love Cam, but no way.
All right. So we wanted to go Cam first. I was wondering which one was they going to pull up first. We was going to get a Cam comment or we was going to get a scheduled comment. So shout out to the Cam comment. All righty then. Hit that like button one time for the culture. Don't forget to subscribe as we get into this reaction from Let's Go UW. Cam threatening to sit out. Yep, we did get that report. Said it on his podcast. Shout out to Cam in his podcast as well.
Wait, he said it himself?
Yeah, that's what this. Yeah, it came off his podcast.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Not just football. Yeah.
He said that.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I like it. Salute. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize it came from his podcast.
Yeah, and that's when then they came out. He also said that basically he was like, I've done everything that I normally would do in terms of coming to OTAs every year, but this year I'm not. And he was like, the biggest reason is because of obviously the contract negotiations, but it doesn't change anything in terms of his preparation. He's still preparing and doing everything the exact same way as if he was going to be there. It's just because of the contract stuff, he's staying away.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm back and forth. Obviously, I'm partially biased because Cam is the homie, teammate for 4 years. Love everything that he's done since he's been in this league and everything that he's done since we've been teammates, both on and off the field. We know that, for a while here, he was in that convo of, are you the number 2 D tackle behind Aaron Donald? And I thought that he held it down for a while. We obviously know last year it started to slow down because of the injury, but still like the fact that he was able to come back and still use some valuable snaps. That's the side of me that's like, yo, if we were going to do it, the reason would be because of that type of stuff, because of the old, like the full body of work. And when I'm just thinking of how do I want this to end, with the easiest, chillest, like, let's get everybody on the same page. Man, let's make this be the last year and we go from there. No extension, no big upgrades, but hey, let's make this year work. What do we need to do for both parties to be okay with a number for this year specifically? Not 2 years, 3 years, where we going to be flirting with dead money, or now we might be regretting how you're aging. It's like, nah, man, let's do it right now, because we know this is pretty much what it is. We got a Keanu Benton. We probably going to draft another young D tackle next year. So that's the side I look at it for Cam in terms of just that benefit. Now, if I'm Omar on the Steelers, I'm like, bro, you're old. It's like, this is the convo that we had with Trey Polamalu. It's the convo that we had with Ike Taylor. It's the convo that we had with Ben Roethlisberger. It's the convo to an extent that we had with Lawrence Timmons. It's like you get to that stage of you're the old guy. I think it's a stat right now that he's one of the oldest, or if not the oldest, active D lineman right now. That's typically not a stat that you want to have when you belt. I mean, it's great in terms of like, yo, what you've accomplished, but when you're talking about the contracts and going forward, the team, it's just not smart business to commit a ton of finances to him because of the stage that he's in. And he's coming off of, once again, having surgery in season where he missed a substantial amount of time last year.
Yeah.
And we don't call Omar the friendly artist. We don't say Omar's he likes to make it a nice, fair deal for everybody. He likes everybody to be happy. No, we call him the con artist. Because he's trying to take everything he can get. Strong arm robbery. You know how the con man do. This would be, under Khan's tenure so far, this would be the outlier. This would be the one that doesn't follow any of this stuff.
And that would make sense given that it's Cam and history he has here and everything. But you brought up he's old, but not only is he 35, just turned 35.
Yeah. And when I say old, I'm specifically speaking about like the football years. They consider 35, man, anything over 30 for non-quarterbacks, they start looking at you like you're older. Absolutely. And when you get to that 35 mark and you're not a quarterback, yeah, they look at you as old. And that's the fight that he's fighting.
But not only that, but just for this year, the year that's remaining left on his contract, he's a $22 million cap hit. And if we did cut him, it would be only 6 on the dead cap.
See,
so
that's working against him. That's definitely working against him.
So like this whole hardball thing of Cam saying, I'm not going to come to OTAs. I really want an extension. I want to play 3 more years. Like, I don't know if that's the best look or that's the best message to the Steelers organization, because Omar's probably thinking like, dude, honestly, like just this year right now, I think is a blessing from us to you guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, business-wise, it makes sense for them to already make that move. If you're saying that they can save, that's almost what? You said it was 22 and it's 6? Yeah, 16. That's I mean, you start thinking about what you could do with it.
But it is Cam. I did say that the $22 million cap hit was high. It definitely was for, what he gave us last year and everything, and probably what he's projected to give us going forward. Now, could we have one last good run out of him for this 2024 season? I think so. Maybe he could live up something close to that cap hit, and I think the leadership and him being around here and knowing what it means to be a Steeler, I think that only helps with this new group that we have. But yeah, for him to be like, I want some guarantees going forward and 2 additional years. Like, we can have that conversation, but we really got to get that cap hit down then. Like, I don't think we could be living in a world where those 2 extra years in 2025 and 2026 are around 22. Maybe we could be looking at like 13 or 14. Yeah. And then depending on what we do still here in this offseason of trading for a receiver, we might have to get the cap hit down for this offseason too.
Very true.
That's what the extension could help with, but we don't need to do that right now with how the roster is constructed. We still have cap space. We don't have to do this extension to clear up room or anything right now, unless we know we're making the DK Metcalf trade. Yeah. But we don't know that right now. At least we don't from the outside looking in.
I just don't know if I like this approach.
I don't either. With the new squad and everything.
Yeah. And knowing that the team honestly has a ton of leverage because of how much they can save right now. I think that's a lot. I think that's the monkey wrench in this for Cam. If the split between dead money and cap hit wasn't so substantial, this approach typically does work. Man, you don't show up, you start to put a little bit more pressure on the organization. They start to feel like, you know what, we do need you here, and this money, yeah, we can give you some more of this. But right now, they're looking at saying, we got a Keanu Benton in house, we got a Larry Ogunjobi in house, I'm trying to think. We have like a DeMarvin Leon that we're excited. Yeah, we got dudes that are beneath those guys that we're still either high draft picks or we're excited to see can they continue to develop. And then from there, once again, you're asking yourself, could I use this money elsewhere at a better position? Like you talk about a DK. We talk about if you wanted to do something to clear out money. It's like, yo, if you give them another option, maybe they take it. This kind of creates that other alternative option because you always know the convo. We want volunteers, not hostages. We saw how quickly they moved on from Deontay Johnson. We saw how quickly they moved on from Kenny Pickett. And I just look at both of those scenarios, and granted, they don't have the tenure that Cam has had. But in the sense of significant time that they were playing, both of those dudes were starters here. Both of them dudes were, in terms of Deontay, he was a second contract guy getting $18 million. Kenny was a dude that we drafted in the first round. And within From Pitt. Where everything should have been like, yo, he's going to have this long leash. Deontay Johnson, man, you're a consistent player that has played through all these different quarterbacks, different coordinators, and you've still been a constant. You would think that he would even have a little bit of a leash. And with both of them, was like, nah, get out of here. We're not tripping. So when I look at Cam, I'm just like, have you seen how this team has been moving lately? I just don't know if, that's the best course of action. But if he also feels like, I don't care, I'll go play somewhere else, then that's a different convo. And
it doesn't seem like he does.
I didn't take it that way, yeah.
He wants to be here. He's like, I want to play 3 more years.
And he says it like he wants to be in Pittsburgh.
You're going to have to give something up, though.
I would agree. Because this approach is I don't mind going somewhere else and still playing approach, I kind of feel like. Because he doesn't really have a ton of leverage right now.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's
a
plus for him.
Here, yeah.
Just running out the rest of this deal on this, $22 million cap hit as is.
Yeah.
Because what was I saying a couple months ago when looking at the possible restructures we could have and whose cap hits were going to be what? The one that jumped out to me the most was Cam's.
Yeah.
You looked at the $22 million of the cap hit and then the $6 million dead cap. It's like, all right, we got to restructure this, do some type of extension, figure this out. But then he said like a month ago that, yeah, I'm not taking any pay cuts.
Right. And that was the part that was like, that was the first line in the sand that he drew. He was like, yo, I'm not taking a pay cut. The next one is, I'm not showing up for OTAs now.
I want an extension.
And I want an extension. We're like, bro, the pay cut was one hurdle that we felt like, yo, that's kind of a big hurdle right there. So then to say that you're not going to do or that you want the extension on top of not taking a pay cut, you're like, yo, this is all right. This is the first strike. All right, this is the second one. It's like, yo, what else is next, man? We get the training camp, and now you're holding out or holding in, and now we have this that we're kind of dealing with as well. Because of it being Cam, though, I think that's his saving grace right now. And I think and
maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe there's conversations happening behind the scenes.
And that's the part for me. I'm like, maybe he knows the temperature of how that is going. And he thinks that, you know what, I can get away with this and this is still going to work and it's not going to backfire.
And I can make headlines on my podcast in the meantime.
Yeah, man. Double dip. Ain't nothing wrong with the double dip, man. Ain't nothing wrong with the double dip. I just hope that it is working out the way that he thinks is going to work out. Because outside of looking in, I'm just like, yo, this is a dangerous move. Unless you don't mind playing elsewhere. If you don't mind playing elsewhere, then yeah, go for it, bro. Because another team would definitely sign Cam. Because Cam could play still. But the issue isn't can he play. The issue is the value of this contract and if you give him an extension versus what you could be bringing in or using that money elsewhere. That's the same comment we have about Naji at the running back room.
Yep. especially too with how this offseason played out and how we've pretty much been able to hit on every one of our needs.
Yeah.
And we don't feel like we're stressing on anything where we have to clear up this cap space right now. It's like I think our team's kind of set. There's another move or two to be had. And depending on what those moves are, it probably benefits the Steelers more just to see this last year of Cam play out. And then we work next offseason and figure out who to sign going forward. Because we got a lot of guys that are out there that we're going to have to make decisions on. So I don't know if it benefits us to get another whatever the number is going to be with Cam, another, let's say it is $14-15 million on the books for the next 2 years to an aging defensive lineman. I don't know if that's the approach Steelers want to go business wise.
Which one would you like more, Cam extension or Naji extension?
Wow, this is a great question. What would I like more? Man. It all depends on the number, really.
Because I'm like, obviously they're both up, or both going to be in those conversations going forward of, signing deals, and both of them are kind of in similar boats.
Of an extension happening before the season, we're saying.
Yeah, and both of them are, like I said, in similar boats where we do think they're valuable assets. They are productive. But there are certain things about both of them for different reasons that you don't want to commit money to them, substantial money or even long-term money to them. One is the position, running back, the amount of, usage that he already has in terms of Naji. And then the other is Cam, 35, coming off of, like I said, significant surgery where he did miss a chunk of time. And, yeah.
Can I go with the third option?
Oh, gosh. Here we go.
Freiermuth. I'd take Freiermuth over both of them. I'm leaning Naji over Cam, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to because of the running back position, but at least he's still got the youth on his side. And, I think him and Jalen, that's going to be a good tandem for the foreseeable future here. I don't think that's going away. And I understand why the Steelers are saying with Naji they want to see what he looks like in Arthur Smith's system, but I think him and Jalen will do just fine. So as weird as it sounds, I feel like Naji will age better.
I will put it like Naji would definitely be the cheaper.
And there's less stakes involved with it.
Yeah,
less stakes.
Naji, you can overpay and it would just be $10 million. Cam, what are we talking about? 20. What he wants? I don't know the number, right?
It's going to be in the teens, I would say, if we're talking extension.
Right, because what is he getting right now?
The cap hit's 22. The
his base
deal was, you know what?
What's
the average salary he signed for that 4 years, $65 million deal, what was that, 4 or 5 seasons ago?
Yeah.
The average salary was only $16.4 million.
Yeah.
But I guess we kicked the can down the road
and
did restructures, and now the cap hits at 22. So there's no way it's gonna be more than that. So maybe you're talking around like 12 or 13 million, 11 million.
Yeah, because you said
that's not bad.
Because a 4 for 60,
that's actually not
a 4
bad.
for 60 is 20 a year, bro. That's what you said. A 4 for 60 is what he had.
4 for 65.
Yeah.
No, because 4 times 20, that'll be 80.
Oh, I'm tripping. Good call.
Yeah, so 16.4 average salary.
Tripping. Yeah.
And that was 4 years ago.
Yeah. So should come down.
Yeah, it depends on the number with Cam.
Should come down,
you know
right?
what? It depends on the number with Cam, because if we're getting Cam for 2025 and 2026, I don't know. Actually, the more I think about it, do we want to be paying Cam at 36, $10 million, or do we want to sign a CB2?
I mean,
and the same
think
could be
about some of the quarters that we talked about for $10 million.
The same could be said with Naji. If we do an extension with him,
yeah,
he's getting 6 or 7 a year. All right, do we want Naji getting that, or do we want to sign a guard or a defensive lineman or inside linebacker? Well, if all works out, it should be Peyton Wilson and Patrick Queen's team.
True, very true.
But you can get some starting
or
quality players safety in their prime
is
for
there another safety that you
6-7 range up to 10, 11 million. Right.
It's another place we can add to, man. Yeah. If we don't make a trade for one of these receivers that we're talking about, it's like, all right, what are you trying to do then? Yeah, so we got some stuff.
What does Cam have left in the tank? He's got a chip on his shoulder. He always does when people are doubting him.
This is big facts.
And he does show up. He typically proves them wrong.
This is big facts.
But Father Time is undefeated.
This is also what they say is big facts. All right, so
except for when it comes to 7.
Let's see. Up until last year, he went back-to-back double-digit sack seasons. All right, so 2021 gave you 89 tackles, 10 sacks. And this was all while playing 17 games. 2022 played in 17 games, gave you 74 tackles, 10.5 sacks. So the production was still there. Then obviously last year was where he, dealt with the injury, had the surgery, had 11 games, 2 sacks, 33 tackles.
He got a little better as last season went along.
I would agree. I would definitely agree because he did get hurt at the front end of this thing. I mean, me personally, like I said, I'm biased. So I'm already like, bro, I'm going to roll with Cam just because it's Cam. Like,
leadership factor, veteran factor.
And outside of this last year being the year where he got hurt, I want to see if he's healthy.
I want him for 2024. There's no doubt about that. I want him for this year.
Yeah.
So, but we can do that as is right now. We don't got to change anything, extension.
Yeah.
Right. We don't have to do anything.
I would much rather just bite the bullet, take the 22 cap hit this year, and just play it out as is. And if it looks great or it looks like it still has something left, all right, now let's talk about that again in the offseason. But if we feel like, yo, man, it ain't go like how we thought or he got injured again, now I'm saying to myself, okay, this is more of an age thing versus can you still get it done thing. And now I don't need to commit that type of money to you because we do know back-to-back years of you getting hurt, it doesn't, point in the direction that you're going to continue to give us 17 games, 10 sacks and things like that. But I'm just willing to, like I said, rock with this season and kind of go from there.
That's what I'm thinking. But he said he wants to play 3 more
years. Because as a player,
years.
You want guarantees as well. Because for him, he will be taking a ton of risk on himself going out there this year. If he has a bad year, if he gets hurt, if anything just goes wrong. Say Keanu Benton steps up and we're like, yo, we can't get him off the field. Now he's screwed because when it's time to negotiate, his tape isn't as high. He doesn't have the same numbers. So I get why he wants it done or why he wants to put the pressure on the organization to get it done prior to the season starting. But I can 100% understand why the organization would not feel this urgency to get a deal done. Very similar to what they're doing with Naji right now.
Right? Because I don't think Cam has that type of leverage.
Yeah.
We just broke it all down. Why do the Steelers got to do anything crazy here? Why do the Steelers got to go out of their way to get this extension done?
Outside of them, just the kindness of their heart. Right.
Yeah. Right. And, showing Cam that loyalty because he's been loyal here. He's been a Steeler for life. But outside of that, it's like, bro, I don't know. We're already having you here for $22 million on our cap hit.
Yeah.
Like, that's a little bit over our budget. But, we'll do it because we were able to figure some stuff out this offseason. Like, we just rather you play out this contract. We'll see. So he's not going to show up?
That's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. He's not showing up. He was like, I'm still working out. I'm still doing everything like I normally do. I'm just not showing up because of the contract. And it was very specific. It was like, because of the contract, the negotiation stuff. So, I get that. I just like the fact that he's controlling his narrative, too, though. Because he could obviously not said anything about it or talked about everything but this situation. But since he did talk about it, it's like, all right, we are hearing from you directly. We at least know where you stand. And there's not a lot of misinformation surrounding it. So that's.
Do you think this approach gets Omar Khan or Tomlin sweating?
Nah. I think for Coach Tomlin, he's gonna look at it as he understands this is the natural circle of life for NFL players. If you play long enough, you're gonna be called old. You play long enough, they're gonna draft first-round picks to replace you. And ultimately, it's your job to keep fighting them off. And yeah, you get pissed each and every year when they tell you, oh, you don't have it. But you keep showing up, you keep proving it. So Coach T looks at that as, man, I understand what this dude is, and that's why he has talked about the way that he's talked about. But at the same time, Coach T also understands that you not being here, we can look at that as a negative, or we can look at that as an opportunity. The same way when Le'Veon Bell didn't show up, and we could have looked at that as a negative. Instead, it turned into an opportunity for James Conner. When you think about dudes not being here, that opens the door for more than capable guys to get reps. And you've heard TG talk about it multiple times. Everybody at this level is capable. Sometimes it's opportunity. Sometimes it's, man, you've been playing with the dude that doesn't know what he's doing with that third group or that second group. Now you get to bump with the dudes that do know what they're doing, and it just changes everything around you. But you don't get that look because this dude's typically here. But now he's not here.
Your confidence starts to build. Right. You start seeing things different.
Absolutely. So that's the part where, yeah, there is a risk for Cam. The longer you sit out, that's more reps for these young dudes. That's more reps for these guys to develop. That's more reps for these coaches to feel more comfortable and confident in these other guys. And once they get to that approach, now it's a simple numbers game. If he's cheaper and it's close, or if he's cheaper and I feel at least confident as a whole with this group versus just you as an individual, or it's, yeah, I'm going to go with the cheaper options. And we know that's how they roll.
Yeah, and then especially if it leaks into training camp.
No. Because that's what you don't want it to get to.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, bro, you're becoming more of a distraction as along with what you're trying to do to us financially.
And we could save $16 million.
And that's the part that it hurts. It undercuts everything, because if I know I can save $16 million and use that this year, bro, wow, hey man, I ain't gotta be, you ain't gotta keep talking crazy to me now, baby. I can put you out your misery if you don't want it. And that's the part where I'm just like, this is a heavy-headed approach that you take it when you don't have that heavy-headed thing on you. Like, they got the thing on them.
Does Cam have that Walter Payton Man of the Year though in his back pocket?
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping he thinks that that's like his nuke. If that's the nuke,
you can't cut the Walter Payton Man of the Year, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And we got 2 Walter Payton Man of the Years.
I'm like, you can't.
That helps the Steeler brand, right?
You can't do it. You can't do it.
I think we're the only team.
We're the only team
with 2 Walter Payton Man of the Years.
I'm with you, bro. I'm just nervous.
It's good publicity.
I'm just nervous because they can hit it with the quarterback's Walter Payton is more than the D lineman's Walter Payton. You know how they do. Yeah. Who's the face of the league? Hey man, we can sell Russ. Yeah. I'm like, come on, man, don't do us like that.
We've gone all this time without a Walter Payton Man of the Year. What makes you think we need 2?
Why do you think we need 2? We got Russ here now.
Yeah.
We're good.
Trade off. It's balanced.
Yeah, Russ a good guy. Yeah. He says all the right things.
Man.
That's the business of it, though. Man, all that stuff gets involved with this when you're talking about the money that they're talking in. Ultimately, man, when you're at this sort of, we're going to see. Does it finally come to a head, or can we get it done before it becomes anything like that? But that's not as business works, man.
Noriega says Cam wants 25 a year, not 16. Like, if that's the case, it's
25. No,
we can't even have the conversation.
Can you Google to see if he really wants 25, bro? Because if that
he might just be going off his own hunch.
I was about to say, because if that's truly the number, then yeah, that changes a lot of the conversation.
I don't even think we're having a conversation.
Right? I'm like, it can't be in them 20s, bro. Did he? I didn't think I saw a specific number. I just knew he said that he was going to be,
I didn't. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think this is Noriega just giving his own predictions. It says 22 to 25 million. He says. What says that though? That might be like Spot Rack's market value or something like that.
I was about to say, bro.
Yeah, where's he getting that number?
I don't know. Unless he might have kept talking. I don't know.
I'm on New York Times free agency predictions here.
Okay.
I'm not seeing any numbers being thrown around. Oh, hold on. So New York Times actually says Spot Rack projects Heyward's market value at 19.6 on a 3-year deal. I mean, that's even steep. Which is similar to what Cam Jordan got last year with the Saints. Mm-hmm. Still seems like a lot.
For 3 years?
Yeah, that's crazy. Because
it's like, yo,
$19 million, dude. Like, just imagine what you could do with that. We're paying Patrick Queen. Is it 13? 13 per year?
Yeah.
11 per year, something like that.
That's steep.
Yeah, that's a franchise cornerback in his prime you could be getting for 18-19. That's L'Jarius Sneed.
That was a little steeper than I would hope. That's yeah. That could be a little challenging.
If that's what he's looking for, I don't think we can do that. I was thinking
if it's
11 million or 12 million, something like that. You get your guarantees, you get your security that Cam's looking for, but we get some cap relief or just some reasonable cap hits on those last 2 years of your contract.
Yeah, because
it's got to be a win-win.
It's like, yo, I feel like we taking that LL. Like, and like I said, if it's just me and my complete biasness,
Cam trying to con
give
artist
Cam
the
the money.
Steelers.
Give Cam the money. But this is like, honestly, bro, when I think of Seven's exit, when I think of Troy's exit, I'm just like, Cam, them two didn't even get that gravy on the end of it. They got put in the front seat, driven around the corner, and they ain't get back.
Like Ben maybe could ask for an extension going into that last year.
And it was
he
just
like, took the pay cut.
Yeah. And that was that. And then it was, go get in the front seat. We're going to drive around the corner. Thank you, Seven. Same with Troy. It's like.
So you admit it.
But what I'm saying, in context,
you admit the
those two,
sabotage.
I'm saying those two where they were at that stage, and we're just bringing in Cam as well, nature of positions, full body of work, overall accomplishments. They didn't even get that luxury. And these are multiple Super Bowl champs. One guy's a depoy who was viewed as, arguably one of the greatest safeties to play this game. And neither one of them got that luxury. Part of why we even talk about why I felt like it was tension between the organization and them once everything was over. It's like, is Cam bigger than that?
No.
And that's the part for me where I'm just like, when I'm looking at what has transpired organizationally with guys like Cam or guys of his stature and the way that they've moved on, I just don't think that. I think it's dangerous. That's all.
Okay, so I got 2 responses in the chat. Noriega says, Deke, he's seen, like, this is like his speculation. Yeah. He's seen Chris Jones get paid, and he feels like he should get paid some good money too.
I can understand that
if
that was the case.
David Decker says, Steelers Depot gave an example that the Steelers could give him around $22 million.
Gotcha. Yeah, so this is my thing, man. I could definitely understand though where he's coming from if he does look at a Chris Jones, if he does look at a Jeffrey Simmons, if he does look at some of these other names, right? Guys that have gotten paid recently. Heck, even Ed Oliver up in Buffalo getting a check a year ago. It's like when you think about what Cam has done, his longevity, and prior to this past season, back-to-back double-digit sacks from the interior D lineman spot. And he's playing in a 3-4, not a 4-3 where he's just rushing every single time, shooting the gap. Those are the parts where you look at him and, yeah, I can definitely understand him saying, if these dudes are getting upgrades and checked, why don't I get an upgrade in my money? Because I'm just as productive, just as nice. And if y'all calling me old, well, the old man still kicking butt with these young dudes prior to just this season when I got hurt. So that's another argument for him. But
the problem is
35.
You did get hurt this last season, and that was where we saw you most recently, or how we saw you most recently. If it was like 2 years ago and we saw you bounce back last year in 2023 and have like a Pro Bowl type of season, I think that's a different story.
The other thing, too, Chris Jones back-to-back Super Bowl champ, too, bro. Where it's like, yo, everybody hypes, like, he's like the face of their defense, too. So I think that also
we have TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Minka.
Yeah. And we're not back-to-back champs right now. So I think that also is kind of against him.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we were winning Super Bowls at the clip the Chiefs have recently, maybe we are a little bit more giving of money.
Right. Yeah, it takes a little more. But right now, we're like, we're trying to get back to that. And, yeah, we're not, counting pennies, but we are a little bit more aware of where our dollars are being spent because every dollar does matter to us right now because we ain't got Mahomes. So, yeah, until you got that situation taken care of, yeah, you better make sure that you allocate them dollars the right way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cal Monier says, my brother is a diehard Jets fan, so I'm going to see if I can get him to go with me to Sunday Night Football in October. Ooh. Also, I'll be at Game 2 for the Celtics on Thursday. He says, #banner18.
We're going to see, man. Can Boston actually take care of business this year? Eastern Conference Finals versus the Pacers, and then
They should be able to get to the finals. I think that's going to be the big question mark with that.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody's saying, are you overlooking the Pacers, though? That's the question. Because they say, like, might be sleeping on the Pacers. Might be sleeping on them. We'll see, though.
And that's fine. I just think Celtics have way too much firepower, and Pacers benefited a little bit with their opponents and their injuries the first two rounds here with the Bucks and the Knicks.
Yeah.
I just think the Celtics, they should beat them. They should beat them. But the Celtics, I'll give you this, they have choked in the past. Yes. But I expect them to get to the finals.
Celtics where we're like, yo, y'all should. They got the talent. They should overwhelm them. Yeah. How you feel about out West, though? That's the one. That's the one.
I can't believe the T-Wolves won yesterday.
Shout out, bro.
Wild. Weren't they down 20 at one point?
Seriously, man. Yeah, they take care of business. Yeah,
it wasn't even an Edwards game. He was trash.
Yeah, and you think about Dallas, too, though. Dallas came back from down 16 to
There
win.
were some crazy shots that were made, though, too. Like in the defense of the Nuggets, like they had good defense on some of these.
Usually they the ones hitting the crazy
and, like,
shots.
Towns is just tossing stuff up, and they're making them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, what can you do? And those were like pivotal ones, like late in the game, where like the score was tied and T-Wolves started to get some momentum. They're ridiculous shots.
Yeah,
like the one was, someone chucked it up and it was a miss, but like Towns was running to the rim at the perfect time and then dunked it. Yeah, that was a dagger for the Nuggets. Let's go UW. Not gonna lie, I don't like not having any divisional games till after week 10. That end of the season looks brutal. We're going to have to get off to a hot start.
Shout out. The homie. Let's go UW. Man, you read my mind. I was hoping we was going to talk some schedule today. So, yes, what Let's Go UW is referring to. I'm sure y'all have already seen it by now. We have a very interesting layout to the schedule. Obviously, first, 10 games? All non-divisional opponents. Then from week 11 to the end of the year, that's where we get activated, man, in terms of facing all of our division opponents, man. So yeah, definitely a little bit unique layout with that, but I ain't tripping on it all the way. How you feel about it though, bro?
I think you could look at it as a good thing or a bad thing. I'm with you. Like, I'm not stressing about it either. Like, all of a sudden we're afraid of these AFC North teams.
Like, when that start?
Yeah, I don't get it completely. Like, what's the big difference? You know, we play 4 AFC North opponents in a row from week 11 to week 14. What would be the difference if we took like the Cleveland game out
and put Cowboys in there?
Put the Cowboys or the Colts. Like, what's the big difference?
You still got to take care of business, right?
You still got to play the game at hand.
They still gonna be physical. They still gonna come out here hyped up, ready to go. Like, it is what it is. I low-key think it's a positive, man. Because just from a preparation standpoint, that first half of the year, man, when you playing teams you're not familiar with, it's just added in the sense of you already know the physical part is there. You already know that you have to watch tape. You already have to watch a ton of tape. But when you don't play these teams like Atlanta, Denver, we don't play them twice a year, every year. There are going to be certain things where, you have to add a little bit more into that. It's a little bit more details that go into, okay, what's this coach like? All right, what do these players typically like to do? How do they like to adjust or attack from a philosophical standpoint? That takes a lot more time when you're not familiar with these teams. Whereas in that back half, I can ask Deke right now, man. Deke, what you worried about with Baltimore? He go tell me, bro, Lamar Jackson, they got this run game. We know they like to play hard on defense. They got to kick it as dope, right? When we talk the Browns, it's like, man, we know they got that quarterback situation they trying to figure out, but, man, they trying to run this rock. They got a dope defense.
Jameis might be starting at that point.
Right. Seriously, yeah, by that time, yeah. So it's like, we know them, though. Cincinnati, similar concept. The real thing is, what's Joe Burrow's hand situation? Can he hold the football? Can he throw that football? If he can, all right, you know what you're dealing with. We know what they are defensively. So with those games, though, it's less to me about the mental and it's more about the war of attrition. And I just think, man, sometimes that's more fun for us. It's like, man, don't have us having to, God, dog, it's chest. It's like, man, sometimes let's get back to just football. After I see Baltimore on November 17th, I'm turning right back around and seeing them a couple weeks later. Cincinnati, Cleveland, man, them things, back. It's like, bro, the familiarity is there. So takes the guesswork out. Go out here and just show that we're the better team, show that we're the tougher team, and ultimately that we can execute better. And that's how I look at that right there versus, man, all right, we in this groove. Oh, time to go out west real quick. Has zero to do with anything. Let's go play Seattle. All right, we in this groove. Oh, hey, let's go to Arizona real quick, guys.
Good point.
Let's go to Arizona. All right, I know we've been knuckle, but now we got to go out here. Totally different team, totally different game. We're telling ourselves it still matters, but hey, this NFC has zero to do with anything, man. I just think that in our current layout, we're not dealing with that. And even the two outlier games, you got Philadelphia and Philly. You know how we feel when
might be the Kenny Pickett game.
It low-key could. But you know how it is anytime it's Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. That's a war. That's nastiness, and we love it. Then you got Chiefs on Christmas Day. That's going to have its own feel to it. Its own big, oh, man, we out here. So that's how I like it, man. And then to end back-to-back at the crib, like I said, man, you can't go wrong with that. Depending on what postseason looks like, whether we're home or on the road, at least we already are feeling good about our situation right now.
Yeah, I viewed it more as just like interesting because we haven't seen this ever happen before. At least here, I don't know if a team has dealt with playing their divisional opponents or having to wait to play their divisional opponents till week 11. Like, I don't know if that's been done in history. It probably has been done once, right? But we've never dealt with this here. So I was like, this is interesting. Everyone's going to the negative with it, but what about the positives? I mean, you're still playing football. Like, that's what it comes down to with me. And again, I don't think we should be scared of the AFC North at all. And we were just literally talking about days before this schedule dropped of how much improved our team is and all these great offseason moves by Con. Like, why all of a sudden, we got 4 AFC North in a row from week 11 to week 14. Now that's all thrown out the window, and it's
we can't beat them down,
a 3-game swing where instead of going 10 or 11 wins, now it's this is automatically Tomlin's first losing season. It's crazy to me. Like, these opponents, we've known them the whole time, but all of a sudden it's organized in a certain way, and now it's so devastating.
And even the travel, Baltimore or Commanders, that's a 45-minute flight.
Yeah, KC's the furthest.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
for the whole last half of games.
And think about it, KC is coming here. We didn't even go in there. They're coming here.
Yeah,
we literally got to go to. Let's see, Cleveland. We're gonna take the bus to Cleveland.
I guess Cincy's the furthest one, maybe.
And
Cincy or Philly.
An hour and a half flight. Philly's literally 40 minutes. It's gonna take longer for them to get on the plane than actually be up in the air, man. So it's like,
that's a good point.
Where is the negativity even from a travel standpoint? We're not even having to go far. So I'm just like, man, we know what it is though. And I think that's the difference. You don't get to look at this and say, oh, it's a Broncos. And you can lie to yourself, like, oh yeah, they suck. We're gonna beat them because they're out the division.
Yeah, this is a tough stretch.
And I think that's what it is. So people it seems as if they're defaulting to the panic versus defaulting to kind of like what me and you have, which is, bro, this is an opportunity. We think this is a dope situation for us. But I think that's the thing. It's like, oh, if it's the Raiders, well, hey, they're not AFC North, so we should just beat them because they're Raiders. Oh, it's the Cowboys. Oh, they're not AFC North, so we should just beat them. And it's like, yeah, we lie to ourselves when we say that until you get in these games and we see, every game, anybody can win or lose this thing, man. Anybody. I remember going into last season, we was all chalking that Texans game up. Oh, man, we're going to beat them. We're going to beat them. We saw how that turned out. There's multiple teams where that happens each and every year.
Well, bro, we had that 5-game stretch where I was calling us the eventual number 1 seed in the AFC because it was like
it was the Cardinals, Patriots, and was it Packers?
Colts, but also it was before that we were playing Bengals without Burrow and Browns without Watson. We went 1-4 in that stretch. I was like, oh, we're gonna go 5-0 during the stretch, and we're gonna have a great record.
It'd be the 1 seed by week like 13, 14.
Yeah, exactly.
It went drastically different.
And then the 3 games
that everybody said was impossible to
win. Yeah,
where
we had to win out to make the playoffs.
There's nowhere they're going to beat this team. There's nowhere you're going to go in Seattle and win on the road. There's nowhere you're going to do this. And it's like, well, they did.
3-0.
And they did it with the change at quarterback, the change at coordinator as well, change at play caller. All this stuff that was like, oh, my God, we could never. We did. So I think that's what is definitely at play when people see the division versus non-division opponents, because it's no familiarity. You just default to my team is better than that team, so we should win it. But I think this is kind of the reality of, well, we don't get to just default to that because the outlier games are Eagles and Chiefs. So you're not even going to be, oh, yeah, we're going, oh, never mind. But I think
you
that's
just got to lock in more.
Yeah.
Howard Mills says iron sharpens iron.
Facts.
Like, the thing I think is, for this second half stretch, you're just going to have to really lock in. Because no matter what happens the first half of the season, like, this is why I, in a way, look at it as a positive. No matter what happens first half of the season, like, your season is still in front of you.
Yes.
Like, you either got to keep what you were going and doing good in the first half, sustain it, because, if you lay an egg here from week 10 to week 18, then you might be out of the playoffs, right? You're not finishing strong. But if we're 500 by the bye week 9. All right, look, we got all these divisional games. We can still get a 2 seed.
Like, legit action. Fresh in, you're familiar with all these opponents. You got to see them all twice. And that's, like I said, I think it's an added benefit, man. But I could definitely understand part of the, we know these teams, so we don't just get to just bank on it being a W. I get it. I think
it's just a storyline. It's a headline, and people are running with it one way or another, and the majority of people are running with it in a negative way. But my question is, like, what does it mean though? Like, it's a headline, it's something that sticks out, but all right, what does it mean? Like, what does it really mean? I don't think it automatically means more losses for us.
Deke, if we was gonna be Super Bowl champs, we was gonna have to win a whole bunch of these games anyways, right?
Yeah, our
it wouldn't matter how they set it up, right?
In the Tomlin era have been when we've gone into the season with these toughest schedules.
Yeah.
We've won Super Bowls when we've had the toughest schedules.
Because you don't get to put your guard down. It's telling you right now from the dribble, hey, you don't have to act like you don't want to prepare. You know what's on this schedule. You know how it's aligned. You know what's waiting on you. You can either put that work in now, or you can get embarrassed on NBC. You can get embarrassed on ESPN. You can get embarrassed on Prime Video. Heck, Deke, we even added one. You can get embarrassed on Netflix this year. If you don't prepare, if you act like, hey, man, we just going to show up. If you act like that, these are all the networks they put you on, all the primetime games as well. A nice reflection of what they thinking of us. But it's like, we're going to have to make sure that we, do what we're supposed to do as well, man.
Any additional thoughts on the schedule outside of the
I did want to ask
back half of the season, the AFC North stuff?
I wanted to ask you, how'd you feel about the Netflix being added, man? I remember last year on YouTube TV, man, that was a little bit of a talking point. Then Peacock for a playoff game, people was losing their mind over. But now we've added Netflix to the equation as well, man.
I don't care.
Yeah. I think it's a vibe.
As long as I could watch the game.
Yeah.
I could care less. I guess people
it's
are pissed off
people,
about.
bro. Yeah.
I think people are pissed off about having to continue to pay for these services and stuff for games. Yeah. Whereas traditionally, at least here, I don't know how these people have been dealing with getting games though outside of the market anyway. Like before that, okay.
Yeah, so
you're paying money there.
Yeah. But it's like, think of it like this: like, you're paying money, but you're saying to yourself, "I'm paying for what I'm eating. I'm paying for what I'm drinking." If I want to go in here and pay for a $5 drink, I can do that and watch my game, watch my team. Heck, I can stay here and watch every game, and I don't have to shell out whatever the money would have been traditionally for, cable, DirecTV. Now, you almost have to, like I said, purchase everything a la carte. It's like, let me get this Netflix subscription, because if I don't, then I can't watch the Christmas game. All right, let me get this Peacock subscription, because if my team's playing in the wild card, I can't watch that game on Thanksgiving. All right, I got to get Prime, because if I don't have Prime, then I can't watch my team when they play on Thursday night. Got to have ESPN. Team plays on Monday night.
Well, everyone had Prime before the NFL started going, right?
Oh, of course.
Everyone had to have had Prime.
Of course. That's what they say, at least.
It's unbelievable.
That's it.
Get whatever you order in 2 days. It's crazy. Sometimes 1 day.
Honestly, for me, though, it took the NFL for me to tap into Prime.
Oh, really?
I swear. Yeah. And it was when we started following with the podcast, I'm like, all right, I guess now that I can't watch this any other place. Yeah, because I'm like anti-subscriptions, bro. And then I'm like, all right, I kind of like Prime. Prime is pretty fire. But yeah, I've always been like anti.
It has been good.
Yeah, it's
been a good product. That's my thing with Netflix.
It's fire.
If it's a good product, they do it right. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm like, as long as we're able to watch it, if I'm paying for the service,
I think I already have Netflix anyway. I do actually already have Netflix, so it is what it is.
Shout out. I know some people be tripping about the password sharing, because I think that they're gonna start cracking down on that more so too, because of this type of stuff. Man, when they start getting them deals done, just be on alert. All right. Don't be logging out. Whatever y'all do, don't log out.
What'd you think about Atlanta week 1? They did Atlanta and Denver week 1, week 2.
all right, if we
I was hoping Denver week 1, but
if we been fully transparent, you could have flipped it. I would have loved it, but I'm not tripping. I think get them both out the way early. Arthur Smith going back down to Atlanta. Obviously, we got a lot of dudes that have played in those stadiums down there from Georgia and Alabama, so we know we got that vibe. And Steelers Nation is going to make it a home game. It's 80% Steelers fans in that stadium whenever Pittsburgh pull up. So I like that. And then Denver, it's like, yo, don't make us wait for it. I just wish it would have been in prime time. I wanted it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
At least it's 425, but
true.
I think it just should have been week 1. It was the layup. Like, it's
it was
such
bro.
a better storyline.
It definitely was.
As opposed to the Arthur Smith revenge game.
Yeah. It's like, all right, this is cool. Kirk, all right, you're healthy. First start, cool. Whoever. Like, I just think they're going brand, fan base. That's going to sell tickets. And you got the young coach, Raheem Morris as well. Yep. And obviously we know that Coach Tomlin spoke really, really highly on him as well, man, saying that that's one of them dudes that he felt like should have been had a job, the next understudy, the up and coming dude. So we always got that storyline too.
Some good Sunday night games in that first half.
Come on, man.
Dallas.
Come on,
and New
man.
York, the Jets, both of them at home.
Listen,
so I like that.
Listen, bro. Week 5, October 6th. Oh, that's the one. Oh, it's already been highlighted. The people's already hit us
what
up.
What sideline you gonna be standing on?
Don't you do me like that, man. My peoples have hit me. My peoples. You know, the peoples. Like
you're definitely going down.
Yeah. Like my ones. They like, yo, you know, we only call you once every 6 years. It's like, yo, I promise you, I already knew. When I see that, I said, hey, I was waiting on y'all to hit me. I finna call y'all up. Hey, y'all ready? Y'all, how many y'all pulling up? Is it 10? Is it 20? Where we at? All right, y'all want to be, which sideline y'all want to be on? Can we just make it neutral, please? Neutral-ish. All right. Don't have me looking crazy. All right. But yeah, you know that's one of the ones, Deke. So, and it's perfect because KK, that's her birthday weekend as well. So we're like, oh yeah, man, it's about to be just gonna turn up. It's gonna be a turn up.
We got all these primetime games except for the Thursday night one, it looks like, at home. Mm-hmm. We're considering the Christmas one primetime, right?
It's Christmas.
Even though it's 1 o'clock.
Time. It's Christmas. Yes. Yeah. If you're playing on Wednesday on Christmas, you're in primetime, bro. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Dallas, Jets, and then right after the Jets, we got Giants Monday night. Then Kansas City, that's at home. All 4 of those are at home. But then, at Cleveland. For Thursday night. I
love how the NFL put the majority of our primetime stuff on the front end too, before they could do any of that flexing stuff.
And then if they put that Cincy game week 18 in primetime, that's another home one.
Mm-hmm. But it's like we are pretty much guaranteed to get the majority of these primetimes because they don't do the flex stuff until I think it was week 10-ish. I gotta look again.
Yeah.
But it's like at that portion of it, so up until week 8, we should still see all of that as is. We know when you get to the second half of the season, that's where it gets kind of weird. But, yeah, I love where we're at right now, though, man. And we definitely got the opportunity to, if we take care of business on the front end, to most certainly get flexed into maybe even 1 or 2 more on the back end.
Love the 4 o'clock games, too.
They're the best. It's like
the hybrid,
we got
a ton of 4 o'clock games. Week 2, week 6. Week 15, week 16.
It's that national spotlight, man.
I do like that.
I mean, the NFL, the schedule makers, man, I feel like they seen what we've done roster-wise. They've seen what we were able to accomplish last year, and I think this is a reflection of that, man.
Yeah, because no matter what, if it's Russ cooking the whole season or if we switch the fields at some point, I think there's going to be interest there no matter what. Because we're not going to finish lower than 500 either. We're always going to be relevant. We're always going to be in the mix.
This has definitely been proven, man. This is just certain.
I'm sorry, but for Tomlin's, how many years has he been coaching here? 17, 18 years. He
don't lose, man.
Not
no
been
losing seasons.
Irrelevant.
500.
Outside, was there one game we've ever played that's been irrelevant in the regular season with him?
I'd have to check. I don't think.
But every game has mattered.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like
he's been
every single one. Yeah.
In terms of just like playoff stakes and trying to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go against that tradition. Like it's been very, very much in Tomlin and the Steelers' favor that yes, we will be relevant for.
That's what we do, man.
All these games here, one way or another. Plus the added QB stuff, whether it's Russ or Justin Fields. Like, yeah, we're going to be an interesting team. We're going to be worth prime time and 4 o'clock games is what I'm trying to get at.
I'm with you. Like I said, I think the only thing that, if it ever went belly up, the only one you're worried about getting flexed out of is the Week 12 Thursday night game. And if that were to happen, who cares? It's Thursday night. We ain't tripping no way. But I didn't think they could flex you out of that.
They said you can. Last year they made that rule.
No, so I said if that's the only one we're worried about them flexing us out of is a Thursday night, we're like, bro, we're not tripping on that. You can go for that. Like, yeah, we would like that more, personally. Yeah. And I was like, if it went
it's better
worst
for the
case,
team. I do like Thursday night games, but yes, it would be better for the team.
You really like them Thursdays? Why you like
I
Thursdays,
do,
bro? Oh,
yeah.
Don't do that, Deke. Them worst ones, man.
Yeah, I like those games. I'm pumped about the Christmas one too on Wednesday.
Man,
yeah.
No, man.
Wait, are we considering
it is
Saturday
to Wednesday? That's a
the
Thursday.
Saturday one before the Christmas. Are we considering that prime time?
It's 4:25 or 4:30.
4:30.
Yeah.
And given it's a Saturday.
Well, what's the full slate of games that day? How many games are there? Because I know
Probably
the Christmas
2 or 3.
one is only one game, or it's 2 games.
Probably only 2 or 3. That's what they do on Saturdays whenever they
Because
start
if they
to put the
keep it
NFL
like
games there in
that,
place of college.
if they keep it like that, then yeah, it counts as prime time. And whenever it's just 1 to 2 games on nationally, that's what we consider. Like, you can't find. It's no other football being watched. It's kind of like Thanksgiving game. You could be playing at 1 o'clock on Thanksgiving. You're in prime time, bro, because nobody is watching any other football except this game right here.
So however you want to spin it, we have like 5 or 6 primetime games.
Oh yeah, and when it's pre-scheduled, that's a respect factor, man. They believe in. They definitely believe in.
Good. Any other thoughts?
I like it, man. The usual championship. So yeah.
I did my formula. I got us at 11-6.
11-6. All right.
The formula got me to 12-5, but sometimes I got to throw in the biasness factor of like, okay, just throw in a Tomlin loss you're missing or something. So I'll do 11-6.
All right.
I think that's at least that's a 2 or 3 seed.
Okay.
Probably winning the division.
Okay. I need to just let me just off the top of my head real quick. What do I like? Yeah. Need that. Could get weird. Let's say it like that. Don't like that one. I don't like that one. I like that one. I'm flirting 11-12. Just I need to see.
Yeah.
The 2 things that stick out to me. I don't know Joe Burrow in terms of what that looks like in the quarterback situation in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that quarterback situation in Cleveland, just depending on what it looks like, could be a big difference in how we view them as a team, how we view them offensively. And then obviously with Cincinnati, if Burrow's hand is compromised the way that he's compromised or the way that it's been, then that drastically changes how I feel about them in both of those matchups. With Baltimore, I'm always an arrow on the side of split just because, but at the same time, it's like we've doubled up on them before.
7 of the last 8 games we've won against them?
Yeah, so it's like we've done that. So, and I do understand some of the context. Yeah, I know what the last 2 games that we played against them, it hasn't been as meaningful for them as it has been for us, which is fine. We're not tripping on that. But at the end of the day, when you start just looking at, all right, who's been winning more of them down the stretch lately, it has been in our favor. So that's the one thing that, like I said, I do love, man. But those are the 2 teams, man. Cincy and Cleveland. Just because like you said, it's a difference between Jameis Winston, Deshaun Watson of Cleveland, and Deshaun Watson from Houston, which I don't know.
Yeah, if it stays Deshaun Watson in Cleveland, we'd probably rather him just still play.
Seriously.
We see him week 12 and week 14.
Yeah. Also, what does Nick Chubb look like?
Yeah.
Is he back? Does he look back normal, or are there any limitations there? Like I said, I just think that's kind of the situation with those dudes, man. But the rest of it, I feel good about, man. I feel good about. So,
yeah, season can't get here soon enough.
Come on with it, baby. All right. So get back to these supers, I suppose. You had anything left on that thing, man?
I don't think. No. I think it's going to be a good season. I think it's going to be I think I like the schedule. I like the primetime games. I like the 4 o'clock games. I'm not worried about the whole AFC North gauntlet and not playing an AFC North team until week 11. I'm not stressing about that because, whenever I thought we had the easiest stretch of games last year, we went 1-4. Yeah, I mean, you literally can't make this stuff up. So
I swear we do it, though. We do it. It's like, yo, these are the layup games. No, these are not the layup games. These are actually the hard games. Oh, these are the hard games. No, these are actually the easy games. We're actually winning these ones. Don't worry about it. Man, think about how we felt going to that Cincinnati game with Mason here in Pittsburgh. It was like, bro, this literally could be the turn for Coach Simon. We finally see that losing season. And it was like, oh, no, oh, all right, whoa, hey, man, whoa, oh, surprise. All right, we good, we back now. Talk bad on them folks, talk bad. Like, yeah. So, yeah, we gonna find out, man.
Yep.
All right. We gotta hit that like button one time for the coach if y'all were enjoying said conversation about the schedule. And don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel as well.
G5 Helljumper says, I'm going to the Denver game and the home Baltimore games. Or home Baltimore game. Any of you going?
Let's get it. I know I'm at all the Steeler home ones. Probably not going to tap into any away ones. At least not on the schedule just yet. But, yeah, that's kind of my energy, man. But, yeah, definitely tap in. I know the chat is always communicating about who's pulling up, who's not pulling up. So, definitely, man. I'm sure the communication to go. But you got to stick with us now, all right? Don't drop it in May and then don't come back. And you be like, hey, man, I was at Denver. Where was y'all at? All right, you got to let them know.
AJ Martinez, it's not a lack of love, but a lack of friendship that makes marriage unhappy. Quoted by Friedrich Nietzsche. Please excuse my previous super chat. AJ can be emotional and say stupid shit. Here we go. Steelers, blessings to all and respect.
All right. My man did hit us with some Nietzsche, huh? All right. Yeah. It's not a lack of love, but a lack of friendship that makes marriage unhappy. I mean, I can understand that. Because you get married and you start thinking more about, hey, I'm supposed to do this because this is what you do when you're married. Versus like, all right, if you just remove marriage, the title away, you just simply said, how do I make me want to be around you and you want to be around me? I just think it's a different mindset. Take some of that, overthinking it out the way. You get so caught up in the title. I got to do this because I'm married. This is what you're supposed to do, supposed to say. It's like, bro, y'all ain't get married because you was acting like that. So why you about to start acting like it now? Come on, man.
Maybe marriage counseling's in your future.
Absolutely not. I don't want that pressure on me, man. Nope. I just be here.
Maybe you'll be quoted next.
Listen, don't.
That was pretty
me.
good.
Hey, no, don't quote me, man. All right, hey. I'm just here. All right, I take it one day at a time with my lady. All right, just taking it one day at a time.
Mike Hood, is everyone excited for this team because we have a great roster? Or are we typical fans and everyone is a Super Bowl contender in the spring? LOL. What up, Moats and Deke in the chat?
Shout out to Mike Hood. You could say a mix of both, but I lean a lot more, towards the great roster element of it versus the typical just fan and, energy that we have towards the team. We obviously know we're passionate, so we're always going to lean that we're going to be better or that we can do it. The optimism is always going to be there because of the history, and that's never going to die. Well, hopefully it doesn't die anytime soon, right? Hopefully we keep feeling like this because of the sustained inconsistency in terms of just the product that we put out there. But for the roster, that part I think is self-explanatory. When you just look at what we currently have and we do the thing that we've done in years past. Let's pull up the quarterbacks in the division. Remember when we used to do that and we'd be like, all right, we got Kenny Pickett, man. All right, are you going to take Kenny Pickett over Lamar Jackson, who's coming off the MVP? Are you going to take him over Joe Burrow, who's coming off of a Super Bowl appearance? Are you taking him over Deshaun Watson, who at the time had just signed for $200 million? And it's like, yeah.
I was. Yes, I was. Right. You're talking about me.
But you weren't the only one. I can assure you weren't. So that was part of it.
Kenny was supposed to be different.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's just a different convo. We were talking about running backs. Now, granted, Nick Chubb got hurt, but it's been times where we've been like, yo, we think that this guy's better than that guard. That guy's better than, and it's like, all right, well, that dude's all pro. That guy's a perennial Pro Bowler. Like, yeah, this dude was, So I just think when we talking about our set this year, We don't have to do the whole, I think he can be. It's like, nah, we got one of them dudes. We already felt confident in our defense, and that has never changed. But I just think that
it's only got better.
It's only gotten better, and I think that that's the difference. Like places where in the past we would be saying to ourselves, well, all right, we might have given them the nod at that position. Now we're like, nah, we got a Patrick Queen in here as well. Like, don't forget Peyton. Like, yo, we feeling good about this. Let's see, can Roquan Smith and Trent Simpson be better than the combo of Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson potentially?
And Atlanta
Roberts, whenever Cole Holcomb comes back as well.
Yeah, that's a good 4 right there.
So when I look at that, I'm like, difference of how we are approaching it. They got $100 million guy. We got the group of dope guys. But yeah, I'm like, yo,
we got
I
a
like
TJ,
where we're at right
we got
now.
a Highsmith, we got Minka.
Right.
Yep, we signed Deshaun Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
We got JPJ going into year 2.
Heck, even
what
got
corner's
Dante
better than
Jackson,
JPJ and AFC
Dante
North?
Jackson is your number 2 right now. It's like, bro, we got legit pieces across the board at every spot that we're going to be comparing. Talk offensive line. All right, well, we're going to see can the youth step up. But, bro, we got a first-round draft pick here, first-round draft pick here, second-round draft pick here, big money, big money. We ain't over here talking about, hey, is Chooks and Dan Moore, can they be better than? It's like, nah, we got pedigree up here now.
Yep.
I think the knock right now is receiver, and we're still working through that, but we still feel a lot better with a George Pickens, just in the sense of, if we're saying in the past our best shit was DJ, and we'll be like, yo, we like DJ. Do we take DJ over this guy or that guy, that guy? And let's be real, DJ has some things that he's a good receiver, but yeah, there's some things that keep him from being viewed as a great receiver. We think GP has the potential to actually tap into that, and he's flashed some of it.
And he's working with the route guard.
This is also facts with DJ as well. So it's like, yo, you're getting the details that make your game even nicer. But that's the part where I'm just like, all right, y'all got to answer to that one, because he's already shown that he can do some special stuff. Some of y'all already on the mixtape. Cleveland has seen it. Cincinnati has seen it. It's like some of y'all already peeped that. All right. So that's the thing where I'm just like, I don't think that it's, over the top, just fan craziness. I think that you can legit go at our roster and just look in this division. You look league wide, and let's just start comparing and contrasting. And I think that you're going to find that our roster is going to stack up extremely well to a lot of rosters in this league. And that's different than what it's been, like I said, the past couple of years for us, from my perspective.
Add that we have Tomlin as the coach. We cleaned house with the coaching staff under him, got some good quality guys in, like Arthur Smith and all the, QB coaches and, other offensive guys that are under him. Like, we got some quality guys in-house as opposed to what we've been dealing with over the last several years. That plus the roster improvement. Tomlin's always going to have our floor at 8-9 wins. Yeah, I don't think it's blind optimism at all. No, this team should be pretty damn good.
And we have depth at the right positions. When you talk about running back, you got a Naji, but you also have a Jalen Warren. When you talk about Russ, you have a Russ, but you still got a dude that we're really excited about, and some people still want to see this year, and Justin Fields. It's like, yo, you like to hear that type of stuff. You got a TJ, but you also got a Highsmith over here. Like, that's the thing that when we keep, you got JJ, but you also got a Dante Jackson. You got this, but you also have that. It's like we're not just solely dependent on one and one guy only. We got the numbers.
Yep. AJ Martinez says, happy birthday, Jaron. Blessings, always happiness.
Shout out.
Let's Get You Dub says Barry Bonds is still the GOAT.
Oh, where did this come from? I like it, but I just ain't. Did I miss something? What Barry done?
I don't know.
Shout out to Barry Bonds,
I don't know what
though.
we were talking about. I think you're talking Skeens up a little bit.
Oh, that might be it.
He just wanted to remind us, don't forget about Barry Bonds.
For sure. I just don't be knowing how people feel about Barry. I'm Team Barry. People don't like Barry for some reason.
He's really good. I mean, the steroid stuff.
They was all doing it at the
him.
same time. That's what I'm trying to figure out. If you got an era called the Greenies era, and we don't penalize those guys, why are we penalizing?
Yeah, should we just let those guys in and
like, we got
legitimately put an asterisk by their Hall of Fame play?
We call it the Greenie era. All right, you taking these in. All right, it's this era. But it's like, yo, how are you going to tell the story of baseball without talking about Sosa, without talking about McGuire, without talking about Bonds, without talking about Clemens? Like, yo, these are, that was our era of baseball. that made baseball exciting. That made baseball way more must-see. They were cut off of live sporting events to show you when they were up at bat. It was fun, man. But I do get it, though. I definitely get it.
AJ Martinez, 55, is a badass, and Deke is the diggler.
Salute you, baby.
Enough said.
Salute you. And major shout out to the diggler over here, man. Fresh to death as always. I'm telling you, Deke, every time I review the numbers, our lady demographic just keeps going up, bro. Just keeps going up. They like, yo, Deke drinking water. He eat fruit over there, huh? He on his organic cake. They like that, bro. I'm just all right.
Yo Young, Deke messed up not going to the Skeens debut. Oh yeah, you know what? That was an epic game. I think Pirates won 10-9, and it's just crazy. Yeah, you wish Skeens would have pitched a little bit better, but I don't think he did bad. 7 strikeouts.
Listen, he struck out his first pitch. I mean, his first batter. That's all you needed to see, bro. It was like, oh, he's arrived. It's here. It's time. And he's still throwing 100. Gas. That's right. Just the other day, he threw 11 pitches of 100 miles per hour higher. I'm like, bruh, stop playing with that, man.
It's a fair statement. I feel like I did miss out. That's fair. Richard Hunt, is this season a make it right spot? Since it was Sabotage 7, and now Denver did their own Sabotage on 3, are we righting our wrongs?
That's a good point right here. I don't know. Can we? No. Can we? We can't. In it. 7 has to be part of this equation. Is what it sounds like.
No, it's just you can't make up for what happened. No, they're separate sabotages. There's no making up for the sabotage that took place with 7. There's no making up for it. The only chance they had was if Kenny was our franchise quarterback, but that would have been the only saving grace or silver lining. But obviously, we see how these last 2 years went.
Oh,
we could have used 7.
Just turn on.
We could have very much used 7.
There. Yikes! That's usually somebody else's line, man. You don't usually hit Kenny with that one, man. Yo, yeah. Dang, man. Shout out to 7 and 8.
I was as nice as I could be during Kenny's tenure. And
just like
getting 7 involved.
We would have done it like this. Like,
I did say in Kenny's rookie year. Remember, I said Kenny's rookie year. It was after we lost to the Ravens. I was like, listen, if we have 7, we're sitting at 9-4, 10-3. Yeah. There's not even a question about it. All these close games. Yeah. We're winning with 7. Get Trubisky and take Pickett out of here. Like 7 with this roster, it's not even a question. We're 10-3. But then remember, I said to you like a couple of days after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop doing the 7 stuff because I'm gonna just keep this about KP. Yeah. Like I don't want this to be a distraction. But I mean, come on, let's be real. If we had 7 these last 2 years, I'm telling you, we're winning both divisions. I think we're a serious threat.
Respect, man. Respect.
Oh well.
That's the business of football, huh? It's the business side.
What?
That's just the business side.
They made some wrong business moves. I was telling them at the time. Like I'm the only one that could say this.
Yeah, it is.
I'm pretty much the only one that could talk about
talk your talk, man.
Having 7 here, what we could have done with 7, because I was saying it before it happened.
Yeah.
I didn't want 7 to get out of here. I was like, why are we getting rid of 7 and bringing in Trubisky? Why are we getting rid of 7 and signing this rookie? We could be cooking with 7.
Yeah.
Just get him another line. Get him some help. Get him a receiver that's not going to be dropping balls and celebrating first downs whenever we're trying to win a game and running out the clock and hurting our own team.
Don't talk about the receiver like that no more, man. Hey. He done turned over a new leaf, okay? He's ready this year. It's a big year for this guy, all right? We're excited about that guy. Don't just easy on that one.
I hope the Bills can experience that.
Don't you do that.
I hope they can get the full Claypool experience.
We want year 1 and year 2 Claypool. That's the only Claypool I want to see or hear about, all right? I don't want any of this post year 3-ish, any of that. I don't want none of that. I want year 1 or year 2, all right? Preferably year 1.
Well, he did that in year 2, though.
I know. It was before he got. Yeah, I know. Did get that before Minnesota year 2. How about that? There we go.
Okay.
But it was a big play that he did have. It was just.
We could have had another play, though. We could have had another play if he didn't waste all that time.
And when you think about how the game ended also.
Muth dropping an absolute laser across the middle of the field.
It wasn't a drop. He got separated from the ball. Shout out to Harrison Smith. But we could have had another opportunity is what I'm saying.
That was an absolute laser. I don't think there was more than 2 quarterbacks in the league that could make the throw at that time.
Hey, it's nothing wrong with the throw. We're talking about in terms of
probably
surviving
Mahomes and
the
Rodgers
hit,
were the only 2 that could make that throw.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw they were bringing up that debate on social media. Who would you take, Rodgers versus 7 career-wise?
That's 7. It's clear. It's clear. I've been saying that.
I don't know if it was clear, because it was a debate. They were debating it, man. 7 has a stance. 7 definitely has his stance, though. And I'm like, yo, 7 stance. He got his.
Yeah, Rodgers got all those, like, fake MVPs and shit. Whatever. How valuable are you if you fold in the playoffs? As consistently as he's done, at least. I'll give him respect. He's got a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, it was against us.
Well, because that was the thing I wanted to actually, because you always bring up tell me who won the head-to-head, and that was the thing I
never bring that up.
Wait a minute, now. You're right.
When do I bring up head-to-head?
I always talk about. I'll be forgetting too, bro. I'm with you. Yeah, I don't care about none of that, man. Yeah.
The quarterbacks are playing the defenses. And all right, there was some hiccups in that Super Bowl in the first half. But from what I remember, 7 led the charge.
Yeah.
We had all the momentum in the second half.
Please don't bring them up. Please don't do it. Please. We want to make it just a positive day. All right? It's a positive day.
And we win that game.
It's a positive day, bro. It's a positive day. It was just it was an unfortunate turn of events that took place. All right?
And I'm telling you this, too. It was 4th down. Mike Wallace should have caught the ball.
So there were a couple.
No one talks about that either.
Yeah, go that direction.
There was a 4th down,
go that
final
direction.
drive, hit Mike Wallace in the hands.
Yes, go that direction.
Santonio doesn't drop it. I know that.
There we go. I appreciate
But that was the off season where we traded Holmes. And I was saying that after the Super Bowl too. Like, why the hell did we get rid of Holmes? Like, he was the best big game receiver that we've had in a minute. Yeah. Keep Holmes around for moments like this. Like I think someone got hurt in the Super. One of the receivers got hurt in the Super Bowl. It's like, bro, what are we doing here? What are we doing? We traded Holmes for a 5th round pick. Did we really need to get that message sent that bad?
Still away, bro. Send the message, man.
I don't even remember why we got rid of him. I think it was like weed stuff.
Yeah. This is bad timing. Bad timing.
Crystal Pravat. Can't believe Deke would say Potato Head, or I think she's saying would sign Potato Head over Naji and Cam. Pat can't stay healthy. Look at Naji's numbers against AFC North. Retain availability.
Shout out to Crystal. Crystal said, I'm tired of you, Deke. I'm tired of you talking like you crazy about
How about
my
that shot at Muth, though?
She did. She called me a Potato Head. I hate it. Dang. She felt like that. Crystal. Why you ain't tell she felt that way about my man Pat, man? Ain't no, hey, bro, that's that. Shout out, though. Shout out to you, though, Crystal. Whew, that's legit, though. That's. I mean, the argument definitely is, I look at it like, Moof versus Naji, production-wise, Naji has definitely been more productive. But Moof plays the better position for aging and compensation. Because if the roles were reversed, it's not even a debate. If Moof had the start to his career that Naji has had, we're already paying Moof. We're like, yo, you're about to be, one of the highest paid dudes at your position. We feel great about you. He hasn't. He just plays the position that is a little bit more marquee right now.
How about this, though? What do you put more weight on? 700 yards for a tight end or what Naji did as running back? Like, 1,000 yards and like 200 or 300 receiving?
Me personally, Naj, just because of how we've seen and felt these games, especially when we watching them week in and week out, it's definitely been moments where we feel like, we want more from Moof. Not just as a receiver. Heck, it's been times where Naji has been the recipient of some negativity because of his effort or the skill or the lack thereof with his blocking at times. So I just think when I think of what Naji has done and has meant and the consistency from running the football, blocking, and even like I said, first year obviously was when he had the most receiving yards, but even still he can give you 200, 250 turns receiving yards. It's like I personally value that a little bit more right now than, where Moofy's ending, with decent numbers, but I don't feel the impact of his stats like I think we should feel them.
I give you that because you think of Naji's second halves over these last 3 seasons, like he was good.
We're like, yo, this is a Naji, like this is his time. Or I even think to myself, games where we've said in the second half of the season where we're like, yo, Naji is taking over, or we think of those moments in that Seattle game. I'm trying to go back and find those moments with Muth. And I don't feel like they're as common. But when we look at the end of the year, we're like, yo, the numbers are still good.
Yeah.
And we still feel like athletically he fits the profile of that. But I don't feel the same way watching him as I feel when I watch Naji right now. Because like I can definitely feel the Naji impact.
Yeah. I think it's just position based and what's going to age better. That's what it comes down to.
Let me see how many games Moof has played these past couple seasons. So let me just see.
Last year was definitely his least.
Yeah. Because I know he's dealt with like the
he missed one or two in his first 2 years.
He had the concussion stuff he was dealing with.
Right.
So yeah, 16, 16, and then 12 games in terms of just total played.
I would guess he only played like 7 games last year.
But he didn't finish them. And that was the thing. Because remember, was that Indy? No, it was Houston he left. Wasn't it 2 games he left?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, to your point, just kind of like a non-factor.
Yeah.
In a way, like forgetful. Like there's.
Yeah.
Like the only game I could think of with Muth that like sticks out, where like takeover in a way, was when he had 2 touchdowns against the Bears with 7 in his rookie year.
Right.
I can't really remember much more. He had a nice play against the Falcons in Kenny's rookie year where he ran down the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like, impact, memorable, I think Naji does have more of those at this point. I don't think that even should be debated. But when you're talking about contract extensions, it's just the running back position gets screwed. I mean, it is what it is. It's just reality.
It makes like that's why even when you say pay move, I'm like, it makes sense to pay move before you pay Naj just because of the position. Because we know that age is better.
Muth, even with 700 yards and 2 touchdowns in his sophomore year, like that's a top 6 tight end in the league.
Still production, right?
Like that year, he was top 6. You looked at all the tight ends numbers outside of like Mark Andrews, and I can't remember if Waller had a good year, but there was 5 or 6 guys that were ahead of him. That's top 6 tight end. Yeah. Whereas with Naji, you're seeing the 1,000 yards and the few hundred receiving yards. I mean, I guess just based off volume, he's always going to find himself like production wise, but it's just tough with that running back position, though, man. It's tough. I think it's harder to find a top 6 tight end.
Well, because I was gonna say, where is
a running back?
Where does Naji rank in your like? Where does he rank NFL wise to you versus where Pat ranks NFL wise to you as we currently stand?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Naji definitely has a case for top 10, just off the top of my head right now. Yeah. But I think so much of that is just based off volume and availability. And let's not knock Naji for that. Right. But we're talking about Jaylen Warren coming in here. If we just give him Naji's touches, then Jaylen Warren's top 10, maybe even top 5 in the league.
But we haven't seen him be able to sustain it just yet. The same way we haven't seen Muth be able to sustain it just yet.
But with Muth, I think it's much tougher to get a top 6 tight end.
Yeah.
In the draft or free agency, I think it's much more rare. And I think with Muth, we have the framework there with him. He's just got to stay healthy. We got to figure out how to get him the ball.
Yeah.
So that I think that's my case for signing Muth to the extension.
I mean, that's the argument. It's legit as heck.
Like we can get a running back in the 4th round or 5th round to give us Naji's production. It's no guarantee. There's always going to be a risk involved, but I think it's way more riskier. It's way more uncertainty involved with trying to replace Muth. Now we'll see what he does. Now I think this is going to be a make or break year for him.
This is my only thing too with the Muth thing. I feel like the way that he's been playing, if you're just going to be a receiver only tight end, I actually think we can replace that part. I think when we looked at Muth, when we drafted him, it was, you're complete. You're not just a route runner. You can also
Baby
block.
Gronk.
Right. That's what we said, Gronk. That's why we like even Travis Kelce or George Kittle, because they actually are able to stay on the field and they will actually block. You can pull up a clip from the AFC Championship game last year where you see Travis Kelce having to lead up on Patrick Queen, and it's a heck of a collision. And we know how we feel about Patrick Queen. And he didn't kill him, but he did the job to where Queen couldn't make the play. We be looking at moves sometimes and we like, bro, can we at least get that part of it? And I think that's the thing where if we're not even going to get that and we're just strictly going to say we need a receiving tight end, I think that those are actually readily available if you're just looking for a guy that can run routes. I think you can find those dudes, and I think that would almost hurt Muth to an extent if he doesn't have I would say a bounce back here this year, because I do think you could just go find a receiving tight end in this draft or in any of these upcoming drafts, or you know what I mean, just for that part of it. The tough part is the dude that can block and run them routes.
Yeah, and it depends on what number you're talking about with Muth and his extension, because if it's something in like the mid-teens, I'm good with just waiting and seeing how the season plays out for him too, just like we're talking with Cam and Naji. But if we can get him on a discount where we think like, okay, we do feel like he is going to bounce back and more than likely he's going to outplay this contract if he just stays healthy and everything goes well, then I'd go with that over Naji or Cam. But I'm not like eager to sign Muth to an extension, especially if the numbers.
And are we hearing any rumblings or any, like, is he upset about anything?
Dulac said something a few weeks ago.
They want to work an extension with them, right?
Steelers will most likely do it.
But we haven't, nothing from his side, though, where it's like,
no,
where we got the Cam statement or even the Naji statement.
Because I don't think he has much leverage either, to be honest.
I think of the big three, Cam, Naji, and Moo, I think he probably has the least amount of leverage right now.
Right.
But I think that they would pay him first before they pay the other two.
Because of the position.
Yeah.
So maybe that would give him some leverage, because what are we at tight end without Muth this year?
That's legit. That's very legit.
And I don't know who's out there right now.
That is also legit.
Ebron.
Where was he last year, bro?
Nowhere. I think he's been out of the league since us.
Yeah.
Let's get you done. Yeah. Unless you have anything you want to say about Ebron.
No, I was leaving Ebron alone, man. I ain't got no problems with that, man. I like Ebron, man. Yeah. But I was just thinking to myself, just real quick before we completely moved on. Do you think it's easier though if we say this year we're like, yo, we needed to find somebody who would be like this year without Move? How easily do you think it would be to trade for a tight end? Versus like when we talk wide receiver, we were like, yo, it's way more that goes into these wide receivers from a draft capital, what you got to give up, along with contract wise, what you got to pay these dudes.
Who do we want?
That's the other question too, though.
Like an actual decent one where you feel like is legit replacing Muth. Like would Dawson Knox be a guy?
Literally, that's
who you're thinking of?
Yeah, because I'm like
Steelers and Bills
to
doing
just
some
do
business
that whole
here?
thing right there. I'm like.
Because he had, what, 500 something yards when he was the number one guy up in Buffalo?
Yeah. But in terms of like.
Decent blocker, probably better blocker.
He's the better blocker,
Muth,
right? Yeah.
What would that
to me,
take
Move
to get
gives
him?
you more athleticism, but Knox gives me better blocking with that.
And Arthur Smith would love that.
Mm-hmm.
What does it take to get him? Like a Knox? Or like how easy? You were asking how easy would it be to replace Muth?
Because I'm like, if you're bringing in a him, you still have a Connor Heyward along with the Darnell Washington. How do you feel in that situation?
Are you trying to get Muth up to Buffalo?
Well, no, because this is the thing, and this is like when you just simply asked who.
Yeah,
that's what I thought of, because I'm like, he's the perfect complement to Kincaid, because I look at Moof and I'm like, Moof, if you're a route runner, I wanted to look like when I see Kincaid running them things, you feel me?
Right.
But it's like, if you're not that, then you need to be more of the well-rounded, which is when I look at Dawson Knox. That's why I think the situation up there is nice. And that's why I'm like, for us, we can do that here with Darnell and Move, but we would feel like both of those dudes got to step up a little bit.
How about this one? Noriega brings up a good name. Michael Mayer down with the Raiders. They just drafted Bowers.
Yeah, low-key. That's definitely a good name, man.
I would just trade for him.
I'd like that, yeah.
Keep him with Muth, maybe.
Yeah, because I think that could work. It'll be crowded in there, but that's the competition that you would like, because now that pushes Darnell, Connor, and Michael Pruitt all into the convo or into the competition, like heavily together.
The reason you bring up replacing Muth, that is if
would just if you didn't want to pay him, or if he was tripping or anything. Yeah,
right.
Because it's like, otherwise, like, it's not a pressing thing to me, but it's just in the sense of if it got to that.
Right. Yeah, I like the Michael Mayer trade.
Yeah. Think about it, man. We like Mayer, bro.
Let's go, UW. The only issue I have with it is that the AFC North games tend to beat the crap out of both teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care for going into the playoffs beat up if we can help it. Health is important going in.
No, I'm with you on that. It's one way to look at it. Like I said, everything that we're going to say, if you spin it negative, you're fully capable of that, and some people are naturally going to do that. I could also look at it and say, when you're going into the playoffs, you don't have time to warm up to any game. When you go into the playoffs, you got to come out and start punching from the start. You better punch all the way to the end, even if it's 13 seconds on the clock. You better keep punching. You don't always get that when you're playing in these games where it's not as physical. The stakes aren't as high. You kind of feel like you can unplug a little bit, take your foot off the gas. We call them Tomlin games around here. But league-wide, we just say, hey, man, that team just beat them because they did not think that they were going to be good enough, or they, eased up on the preparation just a smidget. That's all. So I hear what you are saying, and it is valid. I just personally look at it as, man, when you're at that stage of the season and it's postseason time, man, we ain't got time to be thinking about any of that other stuff, man. You better be starting fast and ready to punch and punch and punch until you can't punch anymore, man. Because I think of the two scenarios for me. Obviously, when we were in the playoffs 4 years here, right? But the two that always stick out, 16 versus 17. 16, yeah, we having to go fight each and every week, right? Wild card division, and then go to the FC Championship game. And yeah, when we got to the NFC Championship game, sure, dude, in terms of L. Bell, right? He was the one who got hurt, right? That changed it for him. But as a whole, we always like, bro, we don't care what we had endured that whole year or the back half of the year. It was like, yo, you just got to have your foot on the gas. Then you think about the next year where it was a little bit different, right? And we got that bye week, man. Hey, we coming into the postseason a little bit healthier. Oh, it should be great, man. Jacksonville's coming to us, all this other stuff. And what happens? We get smacked. We get beat right at the crib, right? So
everyone was healthy too, right?
Yeah, everybody was healthy. Yeah, Shea was the one, right? But to me, that's how I look at it. I'm like, man, like, let's just get in this thing and go. Like, we ain't got time to be overthinking that part of it, man. When you get to that postseason, man, you want to be clicking. You want to feel confident in your group. You want to feel battle tested. And I think that the way our situation is right now, we're going to know a lot about our team. We're going to know a lot about how physical they're willing to be. We're going to know about their mental toughness as well. And can you execute down the stretch? Because you don't just win these games at this level by just going out there, oh, man, I'm more physical. It's like, nah, you still have to execute. You can't just be the brute. You got to also, be able to think it through. And I think that, like I said, for me, that's kind of how I look at it, man. But I could definitely understand where you're coming from, the Let's Go UW. I could definitely understand it.
AJ Martinez says, shout to X. And says Sabotage 7.
I was just saying, shout out to X.
Maybe Twitter?
All right. I say no. It's
Elon
AJ.
Musk.
Shout out to AJ. I say no. I ain't know. I was nervous.
He says maybe X Concepts.
There we go. X Concepts. There we go. I was like, I ain't know who's, yeah.
He also says Sabotage 7, sabotage the Steelers per the NFL schedule.
I mean, I can see it.
He's got another one.
I can see it, bro.
16-1. The Tomlin game versus Raiders.
Oh,
the offense,
man.
Top 5.
Oh, don't tell me it was the Raiders. Nah.
So he's projecting us to go 16-1. He says we lose versus the Raiders.
Yeah, no, we don't want that to be the Tomlin game. Nah. When is the Raiders game?
Based off history, we don't do well against the Raiders. Random. It's the most random thing.
But if you also think about it, that was when Kenny looked his best. Yeah, that was
one
one
last year.
Yeah.
Yep. Sunday Night Football on the road.
Calvin Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny was cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Farron Bradford, random question. Moats, what was the learning curve like memorizing playbooks for different teams and for coaches?
Whew, shout out to that. It was challenging my first 2.5. Year 3, it slowed down. Then after that, I had seen everything between 3-4 and 4-3, ins and outs of it, and then a multiple defense with Mike Patton. So after that, it's just like, man, whatever team you go to, whatever coordinator, whatever defense I see now, I pretty much will already know it inside and out. The only difference now is just the terminologies. Like I said, up in Buffalo, we would call in cover 4 Meg and Stubby. Down here, we call it, let's see, you got white, you got blue, or you got dirt, you know what I mean? Like, just different words that we call it here versus there, but still the same concepts. It's still the same puzzle pieces, and it's the little details of, okay, in Buffalo, we would zone it off. Here we match, carry, deliver. Meaning, you're in my zone. This is no longer zone. Now it's man to man. I'm going to follow you until I take you to the next zone where the next guy's going to take you. Match my route, or match the player, carry the route, deliver him to the next defender. Buffalo, spot dropping, eyes on the quarterback. It's going to be natural holes, but we're anticipating and we're, breaking and stuff like that. So honestly, that was, to me, once I figured that part out, it simplified it a lot for me because, my first 4 years in the league, I had 3 different DCs. Yeah. So when you go through George Edwards, who's a true 3-4, old school, guards uncovered, they coming up on you, but it hadn't hands them, to Dave Wanstead, who's 4-3 defense, D lineman just shooting up, and it's like, all right, get in where you fit in. And then you get Mike Patton, who's coming over from like that New York Jets, Baltimore style, where it's 3-4, 4-3, bare front. Yeah, once you play on all that, you get locked in, man. But I don't think like I said, the learning curve early on was definitely a challenge, though. And shout out to Madden. Madden helped me out a lot my rookie year, bro. Because,
pretty crazy. I know all the concepts and stuff you're talking about because of Madden.
Yep. I was 4-3 DN, hand on the ground my whole life until I got to Buffalo. Transition to Mike linebacker as soon as I get drafted there, and I have no clue what any of these cover. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, bro, we ain't got enough safeties. But you start watching the game, playing it on the video game. It's like, all right.
Did someone tell you to play Madden, or was that just you?
Nah, because this the thing, man. In them situations, I always tell people to ask questions. But it is very much frowned upon to ask questions because they look at you like, if you don't know this, then you can't be here. So as a young 6th-round draft pick, heck yeah, you ain't about to be in here like, hey, coach, what you say that was again? All right, he don't know what he doing. He keep asking questions, he don't know what he doing. We have to walk this, don't know what he's doing. Are we in these practice, don't know what he's doing? That's the fast track out of here. So you be over here like, bro, you better figure it out on your own. And that's why I was like, bro, Madden, let's work, baby. All right, Buffalo Bills playbook. Actually, no, he came from Miami. All right, get Miami Dolphins real quick. All right, okay, that's that. All right, bet. Okay, got you. And that's.
So the playbook's actually kind of matched.
No facts.
From Madden to Patton's playbook.
The difference is, it wasn't Patton at the time. It was George Edwards at the time.
Okay.
But the difference is this: Madden is going to give you just the static picture copy. They're not going to give you the actual details of, hey, when this route comes to here, we're playing this like that. If they line up in bunch, we're playing it like that. Madden just gives you the static, hey, this is cover 3. This is what it looks like versus a regular formation, which is pro. Like 1 receiver, slot, backside receiver, 2 backs.
Well, especially that Madden, too.
Right.
That
Everything was like traditional in that sense.
Was that PS3?
It was PS3 then, yeah.
Because now you could do a bunch of weird stuff like individualized, like
I've seen that now,
You could even do the match coverage, and they got all that. But it's hard to get all that done before the snap.
Because that is almost like audibles versus I'm talking like this is built into the call.
Yeah.
So when we come out here, it can be the same cover 3 that you see in Madden, and any adjustment that you're making because you want to make it, right? You're like, man, I want this dude to drop like that on this one. Whereas for us, we'll have cover 3 as the call, but it's already like 10 to 15 different built-ins solely off of what they're lining, and that doesn't even dictate if I see something or you feel like, hey, man, I want to do this on this one. So I think that's just a big difference. So it's like you can understand it through Madden, but I always say it's like if we're doing like high school degree, college, doctorate, right? You're going to get a legit high school degree simply off of Madden because it's going to tell you enough of it. But then it's like the little details like, all right, why is this? How are they playing that? Because this times I get pissed at Madden. I'm like, bro, why you carry that like that? You supposed to do this because I'm thinking of how it would be in real life. But the people that's crazy, man, I'm thinking too much onto that type stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, it is dope though. And that's the thing. It's like in terms of the execution of Madden, yeah, it's a game, right? Oh, this guy running over him, jumping over that, sure. But the X's and O's part, oh no. You pay attention, you could definitely learn something, man.
Van Bradford, the last 2 years, we have some.
Oh, hold on. And shout out to Richard Arbizo because I'm glad he caught me because I heard you when you said it and I felt some type of way. Richard said, why you trying to call Moats old with the PS2 comment, bro?
I had a PS2.
I did. No. I said I was in the league and you was like, oh, was it PS2? Yo.
Yeah, that's fair. Because they came out with 360 and PS3 in like 06, right? That's fair.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I was in college with the 3. Like, yo. I say, yo, was you in the league with the PS2? Heard you was on Dreamcast when you got drafted, bro. Yeah. It's like, nah, man. Let me live, Deke. Hey, bro.
Fair and Bradford, the last 2 years, you can say we have thrown some gimme games. Are y'all more confident we will get off to a fast start this year? We have to if we want a chance to compete in January.
I'm always confident. I think I'm confident more so this year because of the pieces and the motivation behind them. Russell Wilson is going to be highly motivated to put his best foot forward early in the year. If Justin Fields gets the opportunity because of bad play or injury, Justin Fields is going to be highly incentivized to put forth his best effort and ultimately try to get us in a better position to win. And when I just think top down, if your quarterback is playing his best set of football, then typically your offense is going to be playing a lot better. And we saw that firsthand with Kenny. When Kenny played his best ball, as a whole, our offense looked better. Coaches looked better. When Kenny was a little bit off, offense felt a little bit off. Coaches felt a little bit off. When I look at this quarterback situation, if they can do what they're supposed to do in terms of Russ being who Russ is, or if it's Fields being who Fields is, I think that is the reason why I think we'll be able to start off faster, because the offense is going to go as those guys go. Defensively, we're fine. Defensively, we are loaded. We are healthy. We're good to go. But offensively, that's the big question mark. All the new pieces, Arthur Smith included, can they mesh? Can they gel? Can they all get on the same page and it not take 2 years to do? Not take 3 years to do? Can we do this in 2 months? 2-3 months in the off season? I think we can. And that's the thing that we're going to find out. But that's the reason why I think we will start off fast and we should be fine. I'm not even thinking in the negative sense of, man, you know what's about to happen on the backside of the season, man, that division, because that was kind of how I took what you were saying with the first to have a chance to compete in January. It's like, man, we got our whole division lined up. We've already seen you can be trash outside the division. You run the tables in the division. You right where you want to be at. So, yeah.
AJ Martinez says, okay, maybe losses to Jets, Philly, and KC. We have 2 starting quarterbacks. That's all we have ever needed was a QB after 7. Mm-hmm. Russ beat KC with Denver. Mm-hmm. Tomlin game Raiders 13-4 now. Okay, so he went from 16-1 to 13-4. All right. He says we lose Jets, Philly, KC, and then we have the Tomlin loss. Raiders.
Low key, I like how you said the Jets because I said the same thing in my head. I was like, we'll lose to the Jets. We not lose to the Giants though. Yeah, I was like the Jets. I could see that. Yeah, prime time Rodgers. I could see that. But I was like, the Giants? Nah, we watching them, bro. Absolutely. In the Philly one in Kansas City, I was back and forth on Philly. Because, yes, they have been good, but they ended not so good last year. Along with the fact that I just don't think they like that all the way. I don't really like them like that.
Yeah, they took a step back.
Yeah, I don't really like them like that. Kansas City is Kansas City. So, yeah, we know what that is.
I don't think the NFL put us versus the Eagles, what is it, week 15 or week 14? I don't think they put that as a coincidence. I really don't. You know how the NFL is.
Okay.
There's attrition. Okay. There's injuries.
Yeah. He went to see his boy. All right. They say, yo, hold up. My boy gonna get a chance to go against the team. All right. I want to see my guy versus the Steelers. All right.
Oh, and I'm rooting for us to throttle.
I would hope so. I would hope so.
Yeah. But I just think it'd be a fun story.
If he threw multiple interceptions,
I'm thrilled.
Okay,
I'm thrilled.
Would that completely like end you? Like you'd be like, all right, bro. There's no other hope on Kenny. Like I'm completely.
No, it could just be a bad game for Kenny.
Because everybody's always like,
bad game for Kenny.
Is Deke all the way done, or is he just done with him being the quarterback here? Because I think that's where it shifted. I was like, do they still?
Let's see what happens when he retires.
All right, respect.
Yeah, but I'm rooting for Kenny to throw 5 picks to us in that game. But we want that. I think there's more juice to the game, at least for us.
Yeah.
Here in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, we're gonna love it. Yeah.
I guess nationally too. Maybe. I guess they would prefer the Kenny versus Steelers revenge matchup.
It does. That does hit a little harder.
But you still got Hurts. He's got his own firepower in and of itself. So if it's like Russ having a good season versus Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's still going to have
And Hurts is still chasing the Super Bowl, too.
But so I do feel like the better storyline would be the Kenny versus former team.
I like it. I don't think they'll put us in prime time for that matchup, though, if it is Kenny.
Really?
I don't think they prime time us for that one.
It's not in prime time. It's 4
I just
o'clock.
said, yeah.
They flex us out of 4 o'clock.
I don't know if they can flex us out of it. Can they flex out of 4? Because if they can, they might flirt with it. I don't think they can flex out of that. I just don't think we're gonna get flexed into anything. Yeah. I like it for us. I just don't know if everybody else is gonna be as. Because some people are like, bro, we don't need to see Kenny anymore. That's how some people feel. I don't. But some people, they're like, I don't ever want to see that again. It's like, all right, I get it.
If Hurts can't play, Kenny's going to have to play.
Yeah.
Baron
Unless he gets beat out.
What?
Unless he gets beat out.
That ain't happening.
You never know.
Baron Bradford. Let's call a spade a spade. At the time of the selection, Colbert should have taken Creed Humphrey. Love 88 still.
Respect. I mean.
Did we pass on Creed Humphrey from it?
Yeah, that was the convo. Because it was like, do you take or we took 2 luxury picks in terms of Naji and Move versus going offensive line. Because then we went and did Green in the third. Yeah.
Yeah, we missed on Creed Humphrey, no matter what way you want to spin it, whether it was with our first-round pick, taking Naji, or second-round pick with Move.
Yeah.
I think so. AJ Martinez. We have a Super Bowl QB in 14 along with the defense. We go unbeaten in the North. Should have last year. 7 plus 14 equals 21 touchdowns by receiver. I'm coming off
a receiver. I was like,
the rails of the crazy train. My bike is still in the shop. Damn
it. I like how you rolling, AJ. I like how you rolling over there, man. Let's get it. Yo, 21 tighties, though. We need that.
For Pickens.
I don't know if he going to get that. But I think I'm just saying, he said by receiver. I'm going to just say by receivers. Did we get 21 tutties by the receiver group? I think that's a dub.
I could live with that. Because then can we give like 5 to Muth and a few to Naji or Jalen?
I didn't even want to put Muth in that. I was just strictly saying wide receivers. Like
that's what I mean. So
I
21 plus 5 or 6 to Muth.
See, look,
can we get Russ to 30?
I was gassing it up. I'm like, yo, I got my man Pickens giving me about 11, 12 of them things. I got Calvin getting me about 2 to 3 of them things. Yeah. Then from there, whoever my number 2 is, whatever the other guy
Wilson
is,
gets us 6. I think.
Yeah. Because, like, this could very well be different if we did go and get one of them dudes that we've been flirting with in terms of trade. Now I'm over
Sutton
here
had
like
10 last year.
You see what I mean? He can get 10.
Good red zone
GP get his double digits. We there.
Right.
It's not far-fetched. That's what I'm saying. Like, the number 21 for the receiving group is not just for receivers only. Before we talk running backs, tight ends, or even Russ using his legs, it's like that group alone could.
And Russ, say what you want about his play the last year. So he has cooked in the red zone.
Yeah.
Was really good in the red zone last year, actually. Yeah. AJ Martinez says 34 fumbled in the Super Bowl. Gave the ring to that asshat Rodgers. Boo. 8 isn't great. Neither 8. I guess he's talking about Maddox. 7 lives. Let's go 2-2. Muth. Tito. X1. Robarian.
Let's get it. Shout out to all the shout outs as well, man. And yeah, man. In terms of, both 8s, yeah, it's we have a high expectation for quarterbacks, man. So it's very challenging. Very challenging to do it at times. In terms of living up to the expectation.
AJ also says in new the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Ole Usyk. Ole, Mrs. Wilson getting ready for the dance-off versus Tay-Tay. I think he's talking about Sierra.
All right.
Sierra versus Taylor Swift.
Shout out. Well, I in the dance-off only, I got all my money on Sierra. In the dance-off, just the dance-off. My money on her. In terms of the singing and all the other stuff, I'm still all right. Going with Tay-Tay. Anybody get me in trouble today? All right. But yeah, was it Usyk? He did beat Tyson Fury. Now, some people are back and forth about it.
That's kind of a big deal, huh?
Yeah, some people are back and forth though in terms of the decision, because Fury was cooking the majority of the fight, but Usyk definitely had the best round of the fight, where it was clear as day. Tyson was rocked and shocked.
Did he get knocked down?
He actually didn't drop in that part. But they could have stopped the fight, though. Put it like that. Mm-hmm. He was taking, like, heavy damage, like, stumbling all over the place. Referee came in, and we were like, oh. And that was the part where we were like, all right, was the referee like, what you doing here? But throughout the majority of the fight, though, Fury was putting in work. In fact, post-fight, the guy that won couldn't even do the interview because he had his jaw broke. Then you have Tyson Fury up there sitting there with a little bit of scuffing on his eyes, and he's like, I still feel like I won. He had that dope round.
That was his first loss, too, right?
I don't think it's his. Yes, I think it was his first one.
He tied with Wilder that one time.
Yep, good call. Yeah, so it was like, I get what they saying, but I mean, if you could have seen with I think it was round 9. I think that was the round. If you could just see, I mean, yeah, my man was Tyson like he was about to get his head punched completely off. Wow. It was rough. Like you seen, like first time you really seen him like stagger outside of like when Wilder dropped him. Like that was the first time you really see him look hurt. And yeah, so it's like I get it. I definitely do, man.
Okay.
But knowing that the dude that won, you got the broke jaw and you won, it's like, bro,
So how do you feel about it?
That's why I said I'm back and forth. I lean with the champ. I lean with Fury because I'm like, bro, if Fury's still standing, he didn't get put to sleep, and he broke your jaw, and he still was winning the majority of the fight. I know you had the great round. I kind of lean that way. That's all.
It doesn't seem like you're stressing over it too much, though.
Nah, because I'm a Wilder dude. And Wilder ain't in this convo no more. So it's just like, yeah, whoever get it, man. All right. The Anthony Joshua, who you gonna fight next? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. Y'all tried to give me Francis Ngannou, and then Anthony Joshua put that down. It was like, and we didn't even like Joshua like that because we thought that he was a little, you know, he had that dog in him all the way. So it's just, yeah, Wilder was what we liked, the American. Until the Gypsy King got him. It was like, thanks. Now we're blaming it on the outfit.
That first match was unreal between the two,
bro,
Wilder and Fury.
The first and the third were insane. The second one,
I didn't see the third. I didn't see the second or the third.
Yeah, second one.
I heard about the second. Yeah, he got washed.
Second one he got washed. He got washed. Second one, he tried to blame it on the uniform. Right? He was like, yeah, it was the warm up suit I came in. It was too heavy. Da da da. We like, bro, when you start blaming it on that, that's a terrible look. But that third fight, bro, it was a war. And low key, Wilder could have won it, man. It was just they both punched each other's heads completely off, and Wilder has not looked the same since that fight. He got another fight coming up. We're gonna see what he looked like, but I'm not holding my breath anymore. I'm like, bro, you got your buddy, but you took y'all took years off each other's lives in them matchups, bro. Yeah.
AJ Martinez says, Diggler, half my taste buds are trash, and my left ear hearing is muffled 2 years after I had COVID.
Oh, no.
Eating is still very confusing, LOL, as I yell at everyone.
I can understand that. I hope that all of your senses do return to you sooner rather than later, as well as yours, Deke. I mean, I don't want y'all missing out on the proper taste buds or your hearing
3 years
well,
now, I guess. 3 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah, man. So definitely hope that
it's ridiculous.
those things get taken care of, man, because that's dead. Who don't? Yeah, that sucks. I couldn't imagine not being able to just taste all the amazing.
Yeah, it came back like probably about 50% of the way. Like, I don't know, it's like distorted, diluted. It's just, it's not fully the same as what it was whenever I got COVID. Because it completely disappeared for like a week or week and a half with COVID, but then it like slowly came back, but it still has never been the same.
75%?
I don't think that. I mean,
what?
I think it's just around 50 or 60%. It's like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that's tough.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't even know the remedy, or it's just like, oh yeah, man, just put this on. Nah, you ain't got one for that. Like, it's taste buds, man. But respect, man. Respect.
That's it for the supers right now.
I like it, man. I mean, shoot, we tapped in on both of the topics. Shout out to the chat, man, bringing those up as we were able to get these in organically, man. So shoot, I ain't tripping. I think we solid on this, man. I'm about to say, you got to get in the booth, man. I get to have me a little afternoon before it's time for the game tonight, all right? Shout out to Lil, man. Shout out to these Angels. You know I'm fired up to go, bro. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So, yeah, man, it's going to be a vibe out there. And also, man, let me shout y'all out, man. Appreciate y'all showing love in the comment section. Dropped a little pic with me and my little lady, man. Father-daughter dance this weekend, man, was a blast. But I definitely saw all y'all showing love in the comments, man. So appreciate y'all from the heart for that as well. But yeah, that will do it. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the show, the earlier content for the day. Stay safe out there wherever y'all doing, but don't forget to hit that like button one final time and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And until next time, baby.
Peace.